Fort Campbell yet to break their huddle. Actually, Fort Campbell kicking off. Caldwell County lined up to receive the kickoff.
A couple of names we want to mention for Fort Campbell, just that we added a little bit late here. We want to look for number 13, Nathaniel Lake, and also number 5, Tyler McKay. They seem to be pointed out to us by some folks here at Fort Campbell, some key receivers for the Falcons tonight, so we'll keep those numbers in mind, number 13 and number 5, Bob, as you do the stats tonight, you might want to.
And number 5 is whom?
Number 5 is Tyler McKay. So we'll keep an eye on those kids tonight also.
And who is 13, Dennis?
Nathaniel Lake.
Thank you.
Kick is up and short, fielded at the 32-yard line by Caldwell County, gets up across the 40, and that is Bashir to the 43-yard line for Caldwell County. Extremely short kick. Caldwell County is going to start out with great field position, as Jaggers will bring the crew out for 1st and 10 as we get underway here from base at Fort Campbell. Caldwell County is going to line up with 2 receivers to each side. Few injuries that we didn't get to really talk about in our pregame show tonight because of our technical difficulties, but good to see Derek Hollowell back in action for Caldwell County. Some scary moments last week as he was taken away in an ambulance right at halftime. Checked out for concussion through the concussion protocol. He's in the game tonight, so good to see Derek in that backfield tonight, Bob.
Starting and back there with Joby in the one back set.
And Caldwell County gets set now. For some reason, Jameer Riley had to leave. Hollowell gets the handoff. He goes around the 40, gets around the end. He's at the 50, pushed out of bounds in Fort Campbell territory. I'm going to have to stand behind you guys, John. So I'm going to have to stand behind you guys. So the ball spotted at the 39-yard line of Fort Campbell. Caldwell County with very good position. It's going to be a reverse, gets to Trail Riley. Trail Riley's going backwards, back across the 50. He's got pursuit, slips, trying to make the turn, and he's going to be down for a loss back at the 47-yard line of Fort Campbell.
Was that a handoff, Dennis, or was that a flip?
That was a handoff back to, goes as a run back to Trail Riley. So Caldwell County backed up to the 46-yard line of Fort Campbell.
Brings up 2nd and 18.
In the backfield, looks down the field, gets good protection, throws to the far sideline. It's going to be overthrown, looking for Trail Riley. That one's incomplete. And 3rd and long coming up for Caldwell County. See Oliver Parker also back in the starting lineup. He's been nursing a little bit of an ankle injury here lately, so he is one of the starters out for the Tigers. Jameer Riley is going to be in the backfield with Jaggers. 2 receivers each way for Caldwell County. 3rd down and long. Jaggers drops back, gets some pressure. It's going to be complete to Parker at the 42. He's up across the 35, 30, still on his feet, brought down at the 25-yard line. Good running after the catch by Oliver Parker. Gets the ball down to the 25-yard line, and it'll be a Little Caesars 1st down for Caldwell County.
2-by-2.
Caldwell County takes a snap. Jaggers quickly has an open receiver, wants to go end zone. Wide open is Jameer Riley. Bobbles it, comes down with it, and it is touchdown Caldwell County. Jaggers to Jameer Riley. Riley wide open. In fact, Caldwell County had 2 receivers on that side wide open. Some confusion in the defensive backfield for Fort Campbell on who to pick up going to the end zone. Jameer Riley, it was so open, Bob, he bobbled it a little bit, finally caught it falling backwards. Counts the same. 6 points on the board for Caldwell County. Just a minute 4 into this ball game. And Caldwell County is going to have the extra point attempt. Bad snap goes down. Kicker covers it. But it is the Caldwell County Tigers taking the early lead tonight. 10:56 to go in the first quarter. Caldwell County on the board 6-0. We'll take a 30-second break and be back. This is Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
visit our website, woodallagency.com. We will give you a free quote for your home, auto, or even your business. We will get back with you on the best options that meet your needs. Our office is located at 110 West Washington Street. Call Woodall, y'all.
Back to Tiger football on WPKY. Caldwell County set to kick this one off from the 40. Touchdown Jaggers to Trail Riley has Caldwell County on the board. 1:04 into this one. That extra point attempt was brought to you by Taco John's of Princeton, a bold, unique take on Mexican food featuring street tacos, 3 for $5 at Taco John's. Kickoff is a long kickoff. It's going to drive the Fort Campbell player back into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback, so they'll come out to the 20. Nice kick by Caldwell County. That's Barrett Schultz with his best kickoff of the season, Bob.
He really exhibited a strong leg then and drove the returner 2 or 3 yards deep in the end zone, and that's an automatic touchback. You can't bring them out when they're in the end zone.
And Bob, I want to take a second to mention our friends at Farless Realty. We were having some technical difficulties. Didn't get them on for the coin toss tonight, but if you're ready to sell your home, call Farless Realty at 270-365-5058 or go by 323 South Jefferson Street in Princeton. Fort Campbell's going to come to the line. Still some time called on the sideline. Sideline official having some discussion over by the chain gang. So Fort Campbell now set. It is going to be Matthew Middleton. Middleton drops back, empty backfield. He throws over the middle. It's complete at the 32. He's still on his feet at the 45. Hit by a tackler. He's got some room. He's down to the Caldwell 30, being chased from behind by Holt. Diving try by Holt, no good. And touchdown Fort Campbell. As he was able to weave in and out of the middle of the field after a initial catch of in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 yards. It was all the rest on Fort Campbell. And Bob, did you catch the number on that? We're still trying to get a little situated.
It was 13. It was number 13, Dennis.
We talked about him a little bit earlier. That is Nathaniel Lake. Good sized kid, made some good moves. Left some Caldwell County players reaching. And Fort Campbell with a chance to take the early lead in the ball game. Snap is down, kick is up. It's got plenty of distance, and it is good. So with 10:37 left to go in the first quarter, Fort Campbell has taken the lead on Caldwell County 7-6. And Bob, I'll tell you what, we'll just keep it right here so we can get settled. John, what's going to be the best spot for you? Are you going to?
I need to get in there.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try to slide this way just a little bit, so I'm not in anybody's way kind of cramped conditions. I'm not sure we shouldn't have stayed upstairs on this one, John. We are early in the first quarter. It looks like a shootout getting underway here at Fort Campbell. The Falcons, one play, touchdown.
Starting off like I may not have brought enough paper tonight, Dennis.
I hope we tackled much better for the rest of the game than we did on that first play. As Lake was able to go, how many yards was that one on that?
80 yards.
Yeah, from the initial touchback, 80-yard play by Fort Campbell. So boom, boom plays by both squads here. And we are at 7-6 now. Fort Campbell with the lead after Caldwell County unable to convert on the extra point attempt. Fort Campbell has it teed up at the 40.
Jordan had to do dead to rights on that screenplay.
Caldwell County has 2 players back. Kick is in the air. It's going to be short again. It's going to be fielded at the 19-yard line. Up to the 20, 25, 30, just up to the 33-yard line.
Jordan Edwards.
And that is going to be...
Was that Trace Holden?
Trace Holden on the reception for Caldwell County. Gets the return back to the 34-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Caldwell County.
Made a great run and broke a couple of tackles.
So Jaggers in the backfield. Looks like Hollowell back with him. He's going to have 2 receivers to his left, 2 to the right. Jaggers takes it. Handoff is to Hollowell. He's going to try the middle. Not a lot there. He's going to pick up about 3 on the play and get up to the 37-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Tigers. Caldwell County quickly back to the line.
2 by 2 again.
Second and 8.
2 receivers each way for the Tigers. Jaggers has Hollowell to his right shoulder. Snap is back. He looks down the field.
No pass rush.
And it's going to be complete at the 45 to Riley. Riley breaks the tackle. He's up across the 50. Still on his feet. Stays in bounds. Finally pushed out of bounds in Fort Campbell territory at about the 40-yard line. Good run after the catch by Jameer Riley on that reception.
First down, Caldwell.
And we're going to spot it back at the 43-yard line of Fort Campbell. But it is a Little Caesars first down for Caldwell County. Jaggers quickly gets the team back to the line. Jaggers is going to roll right, looks down the field. He's got a receiver open. This is it. Hey, gets some pressure. He's going to throw it sideline out of bounds. He had Trail Riley down the field open for just a second, but a lot of pressure coming up as Jaggers rolled right, had to get rid of it, and throws it out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Tigers.
Number 38,
Caldwell County going left to right on the radio dial here in the first quarter. Live stream on tonight as we are on the road. We'll be on the road in 2 weeks against Mayfield. You can watch both on WPKYonline.com. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Caldwell County. Parker, the near side receiver. Jaggers will have 1 back in the backfield. That's Hollowell.
We're missing a 3 tag. Missing a 3 tag.
Jaggers set.
Jaggers waiting, and now we have
And we're going to have the officials hold it up for just a second.
Official timeout.
Falcons were 1 short.
All right, they get everybody set. Caldwell County's got an uncovered receiver on the near side.
Somebody out.
Jaggers going to roll. Screen over to Trail Riley. Trail Riley makes the reception. Tackled down near the 36-yard line.
Number 1, Riley.
So completion to Trail Riley as Caldwell County at 3rd and 3 from the Fort Campbell 36-yard line.
Third down from the 36-yard line.
Caldwell County's going to go with a 2-back set, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hollowell and Riley in the backfield.
Back closest to us is
Split backfield for
Falcons
Caldwell.
7 players in and out.
the back closest.
Jaggers
to us
gets
is
the team set. Official winds the clock. Fort Campbell shows blitz. Handoff is going to go to Jameer Riley. He gets hit, and he's going to be shy of the first down, it looks like. Gets up to about the 34-yard line.
3 tag.
Looks like he's going to come up a little bit short. We'll see where they put the spot. And Caldwell County is going to have a 4th down and a long 1. Caldwell keeps the offense on the field.
Need a big stop here.
They'll add a slot receiver. He goes in motion. That's Jameer Riley. Jaggers looks down the field, and referees are going to call this one. It's going to be procedure against Caldwell County. Tigers jumped on that one, trying to get the play off really quick, catch Fort Campbell off guard. It's going to be 4th down and 6 now for the Tigers, all the way back to the 40-yard line of Fort Campbell.
2 by 2. 2 by 2. Number 2's in the slot.
2 receivers each way for the Tigers.
4 wide, 2 each way. Jaggers on 4th down.
Hollowell on the right shoulder of Jaggers. Jaggers looks to the sideline, and it's going to be Fort Campbell taking the timeout.
8:27 to go in the first quarter.
So taking a look at the clock, it's 8:27 to go in the first quarter. We're going to keep it right here. Timeout by Fort Campbell. Timeouts are brought to you by Russo Law. Russo Law is located in downtown Princeton, ready to serve all of your legal needs. That's Russo Law. Bob, we had a little trouble getting on with the pregame show tonight. We apologize to our sponsors, McGregor Group Heating and Air, for that one, but we appreciate their help all season long nonetheless. But Caldwell County having just a little bit of trouble getting in sync here early. They have the 1 touchdown on the board, but facing 4th down and 6 here with 8:27 left to go in the first.
And when you get rushed and feel rushed and all that, you're just now beginning to settle down. And I know John is feeling a lot like the weight of the world is off his shoulders right now.
We knew he could do it the whole time. It was just a testing night. We've tried a couple of different broadcast positions tonight. Currently, we're back down in the booth. Caldwell County back out on the field. Hollowell in the backfield with him on his right shoulder. 2 receivers each way. Jaggers drops back, looks down the field, gets good protection. He's going to go for it all down to the corner. Ball is
There we go.
caught,
Oh, whoa, he caught that?
and it's going to be a great catch.
They were both right there.
On that side of the field, catch was by number 8, Travis Newsom.
Goal from the 3-yard line.
And, Bob, that was very good coverage. Travis made a great catch on a great pass from Jaggers. It's going to put Caldwell County all the way down
to the 3-yard line.
The 3-yard line.
Down to the 3, first and goal.
So the Tigers take it. Jaggers rolls right, looks to the end zone, still rolling. Now he's got some pressure, throws, and it's going to be touchdown.
Right in front of Silas.
As Trell Riley found an open spot right in the corner of the end zone. Jaggers on the roll, was able to find him, hit him with a strike, and Caldwell County scored on 2 straight possessions. Now that score coming with 8:11 to go in the first quarter. Tigers back in front, 12-7. We'll see if they go for 2. They're going to go for the extra point. Schultz back in the game after missing last week's with the concussion. Logan Smiley with the hold for Caldwell County. Extra points are brought to you by Taco John's of Princeton. This kick is up, and it is good. So with 8:11 to go in the first quarter, Caldwell County back in front in this one. It's the Tigers 13, the Falcons 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Family gatherings about to begin. We are offering for the month of October, buy a sofa and get the Love Cedar accent chair half off. Special orders are included. Wow, that's an exciting deal right there. Come to Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique and take advantage of this awesome deal. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, 102 Northfield Drive in Princeton, right next to the bowling alley. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique is everything a home should be.
Back to Friar Field at Fort Campbell. Caldwell County takes the lead back 13-7. Second touchdown pass of the night for Joey Jaggers. 8:11 to go in the first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Cozy Living of Princeton. It's going to be Schultz teeing it up at the 40. And Bob, he put a whale of a kick on with his first effort tonight.
A really strong effort on the last kickoff, and his extra point was really nailed hard and straight through.
This one's going to be a low line drive. It's going to bounce. That's a 25. Tried to pick it up at the 12, backs him up to the 10. Now he's got possession of it. Rushes up the field and maybe got back to the 20, 21-yard line in that neighborhood. So good coverage by the Tigers.
22-yard line.
So Caldwell County is going to come out, see if they can put a little better clamp on Fort Campbell this time. Fort Campbell able to come out, run one play on an 80-yard touchdown pass last possession to get on the scoreboard. Actually had the lead for just a little while.
Fort Campbell was exhibiting one of those Caldwell County trademarks of a one-play, two-play, three-play drive. I would say that we would know where number 13 is now, Dennis.
Yeah, I think that's a number we want to keep up with the rest of the night. Quarterback for Fort Campbell is Matthew Middleton, a 6'2", 175-pound junior. And players on and off the field tonight, hearing down the press row here that has to do with equipment. So number 13 is out for this play at least. Fort Campbell's going to go 2 receivers each way with a single back set for Middleton. Caldwell County in man coverage. Handoff goes to the back. He gets a block, gets up across the, or about the 25-yard line.
Edwards on the carry.
And Jordan Edwards on the carry for Fort Campbell. Edwards, number 6 for the Falcons. So spotted at the 25-yard line. Second down and 6 for the Falcons. Middleton has his team set, 2 receivers each way. Middleton takes it, handoff again to the back, and not much there for Caldwell County as Caleb Burden. Bob, I saw number 6 go flying in the white jersey. Burden only 2 tackles shy coming into tonight for 100 on the season.
That was a hole there that looked like he could get through and do some damage, but here comes Caleb from the side and pick up of only 1 yard on that play.
Actually, about a half a yard on that. We'll give him 1 on it. Ball barely touching the 26-yard line, so good job by Caleb Burden and crew. Burden's had some well of a games lately, as has Ben Holt, so we'll keep an eye on those 2 tonight. Shotgun set pretty much all the time for Fort Campbell. Middleton takes a snap. He's going to roll right, looks up the field, and it's going to be incomplete at the 30-yard line. Ball looked a little bit low. Nice coverage on that side by Dylan Cavanaugh. So it'll bring up 4th down for the Falcons. Looks like the punt unit will come out for them. And Caldwell County is going to drop back Trail Riley. And also, let's see, who else do they have back here? Gabe East
And Coach Barnes, Dennis, was feeling that the way we block and pick up the Fort Campbell guys running down the field, we might be in for some returns tonight.
Love the field here at Fort Campbell. It's one of the newer artificial turf fields. Great looking field. A stripe for soccer, a little bit confusing on that at times, much like the Elizabethtown field that we've gone to without a lot of success the last 3 years. Hopefully, if we make it back to that point this year, some different results, but that's about a month and a half away, so we'll approach that when we get to it.
And one thing we've noticed, Dennis, there's no play clock here tonight, and continually.
Caldwell County almost got to it, but they made contact with the kicker, so the flag immediately goes out. This one looks like it'll go against the Tigers without a doubt. And we'll look for the white hat, but a lot of contact. Caldwell County laid out trying to block that one, but personal foul. Caldwell County is going to be roughing the kicker, and it'll be a first down for the Falcons. So the defense for the Tigers will have to come back out on the field.
Mark the ball probably at the 41. Actually, if they mark it at the 42, it turns into one of those 16-yard penalties. I can't understand the math on these officials. All year long, they do that.
Well, they're spotting this one at actually the 37.
Well, 37, yeah, 11-yard penalty.
So we'll just pick a number, reach in the hat and pick a number. That's what we'll penalize this one. First and 10 for the Falcons from their own 37-yard line. 6:41 to go in the first quarter. Caldwell County leads this one 13-7. Fort Campbell's going with a two-back set. Two receivers to the left. Middleton looks left. Now he's got some pressure scrambling around. He's going to get hit, driven back, and it'll be a sack for Caldwell County back inside the 30. Caleb Burden in on the sack for the Tigers. They'll spot it at the 28-yard line. So a big loss for Fort Campbell. Good coverage downfield, Bob. Middleton couldn't find anybody to throw to. That pocket just collapsed, and it was Burden coming in making the hit on Middleton. And it'll be second down and 18 for the Falcons.
He had nowhere to go, Dennis. The middle was really clogged, and Caleb was bearing down on him. And
so it's two receivers set each way for the Falcons. You got number 21, Nathaniel Massey, a sophomore. And delay of game called. So this one's going to go back to the 23-yard line now.
Going to bring up second and 23 now.
Caldwell County's going to drop east a little bit deep. Pitch out goes to the right side. First hit by is going to be Burden up near the 30-yard line. Massey on the carry for Fort Campbell.
Spotting the ball now at the
it's going to bring it back. Let's see where Massey got to. The 29-yard line is where they'll spot that one. Burden having a great game so far. He should be over that 100-yard mark, or 100 tackle mark, excuse me, on the season. Just needed two coming into tonight.
Third and 18 for the Falcons here.
Middleton in the shotgun. He's got one back in the backfield on his left shoulder. He drops back, gets some protection. Now Caldwell County shows some pressure. Middleton rolls to the right, looks down the field, throws complete at the 40-yard line. And that's the man that burned Caldwell County a little bit earlier, Nathaniel Lake. So Lake with the catch will bring the ball up to the 41-yard line.
Pickup of 12 yards on that pass.
So it's still fourth down, 4th and 6 for the Falcons. Falcons bring the punt unit on. Caldwell County almost got fingertips on the last one, but made too much contact with the kicker, so Fort Campbell kept possession on the penalty. Snap is back, controlled. He rolls right, puts it down the field. It's going to go out of bounds. Another flag comes out. And I think Caldwell County with the pursuit on the roll, he's one of the Australian rules football type kickers, rolled over to the right. I think this one may be just a running into the kicker call. instead of roughing the kicker. We'll see where they'll spot this one.
Hey, part of that problem is Josh is Crockett's outside.
And it's going to get up to the 46-yard
Be a 5-yard penalty running into the kicker.
line is where they'll put this one down.
Two.
Fourth down and 1 for Fort Campbell. They're going to bring Middleton back on. And Middleton back in the game. Caldwell County is going to have to try to make a stand here by one of those punters that's going to roll and then kick. And it's caused Caldwell County some trouble on the pursuit as they've made contact both times. That's going to be I formation for Fort Campbell as Middleton's going to go under center for the first time tonight. Caldwell County brings everybody to the line. Caldwell needs to stay on line. And it's going to be a flag on the play. Looks like Fort Campbell got enough for the first, but there is a flag on the play. Came in on the line. And it's going to be against Caldwell County according to the White Hat. First down, Fort Campbell.
First down, Falcons.
So the 5-yard face mask call on Caldwell County puts it in Tiger territory at the 48-yard line. So penalties hurting Caldwell County early in this ball game. A couple on the kicker and then the face mask. Timeout on Caldwell County with 4:40 to go in the first quarter, so we'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and WPKYonline.com.
Maria's specials are a local favorite you're sure to love. Or you might want to try the new street tacos. Tacos de asada, tacos de carnita, or tacos de chorizo. La Potosina is now open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9. Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9:30. And Sundays, 11 to 9. And they offer lunch specials Monday through Friday, 11 to 3. Be sure to like them on Facebook for updates and specials. La Potosina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or Marion.
To talk to the Tigers a little bit about these penalties that are keeping the defense on the field. It's going to be Middleton out with a trip set to his left. Actually, 4 receivers. He's going to put the one back in the backfield. One receiver far side. Handoff goes to Massey. Massey's going to be bottled up and brought down. Not much gain on that one. Maybe picked up a couple. He'll get down to, it looks like about the 46-yard line. So a gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Falcons. Fort Campbell really spreads that field, much like Caldwell does, Bob, but they're running quite a bit more than we'd really anticipated coming into tonight.
Really, they have, Dennis. They've run the ball now 6 times and passed it 3 times, which is the reverse of what they've been doing throughout the season.
So a trip set again to the left. He'll keep Massey in the backfield with Middleton, one receiver far side. Caldwell County brings blitz. Middleton gets rid of it. One-on-one coverage far side's complete. He gets up across the 40. And some dancing going on outside the line. That's going to be Lake with the catch again.
He was clearly out of bounds when he did that.
Nathaniel Lake having a big night for Fort Campbell.
Marked at the 38.
I think they're going to put it at the 39-yard line is where they're going to spot this one. Referees having some discussion on the far sideline. That's the Caldwell County bench on the far side. Pick up of 9 on the play, or
There's no way they could be just talking about that.
7 on the play. I don't know if they're talking about the play on the sideline where the tackle was made outside the sideline. Now they're going to come in, kind of confusing what the referees are doing. We're going to watch this on the live stream monitor along with you at home and see if we can get a little bit closer look at what's going on. Lead official in the conversation now at the 40-yard line. So not sure on this one. We have 3:54 left to go in the first quarter. 13-7. Caldwell County, Fort Campbell driving.
Fort Campbell about to run their 10th play on this drive if we can ever break up the conference of officials. Is there a flag down on the ground over there, Dennis? I can't see.
I'm not seeing it. I don't know what they're doing on the sideline. Coach Barnes is calling the team over.
There may be an injury, perhaps, on the sideline.
Broke the chain. That's a new one, Bob. Did that ever happen to you? You spent years on the chain.
We had the chain come apart three times, but at the base of the pole, and we quickly got that fixed. Now, I don't know if they broke a pole or what happened there.
Looked like the players were some extra activity out of bounds. I don't know if they got tangled up in that chain to cause it to break. I don't know what the problem was on the side. No flags came down for a late hit or a late tackle. But we'll see as they. Do you bring backup chains to these? That's my next question.
You probably have the chains that they retired about 6 or 7 years ago, perhaps.
So we'll see. They're still working on the far sideline on the chains.
I think they're just saying it's 10 yards now after the chain got hit.
Still some discussion. This is a new one, Bob. It's been an odd night since we drove up tonight here on base. We thought we had this thing licked when we got on base without any hiccups.
I don't remember seeing any black cats. Did you, Dennis? Or
it's been a long night already. We're only
and no step ladders that we walked under either.
Only 8 minutes into this game so far.
And when you're on the sideline, when you know something, you can feel play is going to go. If it's the chain linked to one of the poles, you drop it. You get out of the way. You very seldom ever break anything if you have those chains laying on the ground.
All the officials are standing near the 39-yard line. That's where the ball spotted for Fort Campbell, where it'll be 3rd down and short for the Falcons. I think Fort Campbell's sending somebody across the field to maybe check on possibly the equipment. Not sure at this point. Well, while we got a second, I want to come back and I do want to mention we apologize for our technical difficulties earlier tonight getting on. Farless Realty brings you our coin toss, and if you're ready to sell your home, call Farless Realty today. Let a realtor help sell it for you. Ready to buy a home? Same thing. Don't waste precious time. Call Farless Realty. They can help, and interest rates are still reasonably low. They'll work hard to find you a home that will fit you and your family and your budget. Call Farless Realty today at 270-365-5058 or stop by 323 South Jefferson Street. You can also check their listings on Facebook at farlessrealty.com. Bob, I think we're finally ready to get back to play.
And Fort Campbell facing a 3rd and 1.
And after all that, still the marker showing 2nd down on the far sideline. It is 3rd and 1. 2-back set out of the shotgun for Fort Campbell. Middleton drops back. Little lob pass complete at the 39. He's got some yardage after the catch across the 30. Finally brought down by Bashir. But it is a 1st down. Fort Campbell down to the Tiger 29-yard line. So a personal foul roughing the passer against Caldwell County. Just, Bob, some of these mistakes that I thought we had gotten rid of about midway through the season coming back to haunt us here in this 1st quarter. As that's going to move it from the 29-yard line all the way down inside the 15.
And another penalty, like you say, Dennis, has been tacked on.
To the 14-yard line, roughing the passer tacked on after the catch. So Fort Campbell will have it 1st and 10 from the Tiger 14-yard line. I formation coming up with Middleton going under center. Middleton takes a snap, hands it to the deep back. He hits the line, pushes, and whistle finally blows, picks up about 3 on the play down close to the 11-yard line. That's going to be number 21, Nathaniel Massey.
And brings up 2nd and 7 for the Falcons as they now get ready to run their 12th play on this drive. 3 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in the 1st quarter.
12th play aided by some Caldwell County penalties. It's going to be Middleton with the handoff to number 28, misdirection. And it's going to be Burden leading the tackle. He breaks free some way and almost turned it around to the other side of the field. Instead, he's going to come down and end up with about a yard loss on the play.
They're marked at the 13, maybe a loss of 2.
Ball still loose. Referee wanting the ball back. They're going to spot that at the 13. Loss of 2 on the play. Still 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Official timeout.
And it's going to be something about the equipment on Nathaniel Lake that they keep looking at something on his left arm. He gets the official seal of approval. He's back to the line. Fort Campbell is going to take it with one back. Trip set to the right. Middleton drops back. He's going to get some pressure. Delayed blitz from Ben Holt. He's going to scramble to his left, and he's going to step out of bounds. He'll lose about a half a yard more.
Stepping out at the 14, loss of 1 on the play.
So Caldwell County's defense steps up. It's going to be 4th down and 9 for Fort Campbell. They're going to bring out the field goal unit. He'll spot this one from the 20, so it'll be a 30-yard attempt. And number 3, the kicker for Fort Campbell. Bob, I'm not seeing a 3 on our roster. Kick is up. It's got plenty of distance. And it is no good. Pushed it a little bit right. So Caldwell County catches a break on the kick. Fort Campbell unable to convert on the field goal attempt. So Caldwell County will take over. And nice stand by the defense, Bob, but penalties, a real bugaboo for the Tigers.
Exceptionally, and that was a strong kick. We think it missed wide left, but it had plenty of
okay, John, that's what I was looking at. I was seeing where to stand. I caught myself in the reflection on the live stream. So 2 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first quarter. Caldwell County's offense comes out on the field. It's Oliver Parker near side, 3 receivers to the far side with Jaggers and Hollowell in the backfield. Jaggers, quick hit to the far side. That's number 22, East, with the reception. He's across the 30, still on his feet, dragging a couple of players all the way up to the 40-yard line. Nice run by Gabe East after the catch. So East will bring the Tigers up to the, looks like they'll spot that one right on the 40-yard line. Big gain and nice run after the catch by Gabe East. Now Caldwell County is going to move those 3 receivers to the near sideline. Newsom by himself on the far side. Handoff goes to Hollowell. Takes it around the end. Hit and picks up about 4 on the play. Nice run by Hollowell. Hollowell a strong runner, Bob. He's come a long way this season. We can tell just by the games we watched him in about lowering that shoulder, running a little bit lower than he did at the start of the season. And really, it's paying off.
Really a tough, hard-nosed inside runner, too.
Handoff back to Hollowell. He finds a hole up the middle. He's across midfield, down almost to the Fort Campbell 40-yard line. They'll spot it at the 41, but a quick hit and a nice hole opened up right in the middle of that line by that Tiger offensive line.
15-yard run by Derek on that particular play down to the Fort Campbell 41.
Hollowell still in the backfield. Jaggers rolls, comes back. It's to Newsom. He's hit, breaks one tackle, but picks up maybe a yard on the play. Well covered. It's just the toughness of Travis Newsom. Picked up a yard on that one because he was hit immediately when the ball arrived. Hollowell goes out of the game. Your guy, Bob, Travion Samuel in the backfield for the Tigers. Trip set to the right. You've got Newsom to the left. Fort Campbell brings the blitz. Caldwell picks it up, throws it up, but Jameer Riley, the intended receiver, but that one, I'm not sure if it was tipped at the line or just slipped out of his hands, but it was like a wounded duck going down the field. Riley made a play on it. Fortunately for Caldwell County, it falls incomplete. 49 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
2-by-2.
Tigers back to the line. Travion Samuel to the right shoulder of Jaggers. 2 receivers each side. East and Parker near side for Caldwell County. Jaggers takes it, gets some pressure now. He's having to scramble around. Back to midfield, lowers his head, and gets hit. He's going to lose a couple of yards on the play. They'll spot it back to about the 42, or maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage. And we'll call it back to the 41. Fort Campbell brought the blitz. Caldwell had trouble with it.
Hey, we got empty right.
And it's going to be 4th and 10 for the Tigers. Trip set to the right. 2 to the left. It's going to be an empty backfield for Jaggers. He's going to switch up Riley and Samuel.
Watch the wheel.
Jaggers looks to the side.
Jaggers taking his time. Play at 5 seconds.
I believe Caldwell will just let the quarter run out. Yes, that's what they're going to do.
And at the end of one quarter of play, it's Caldwell County 13, Fort Campbell 7. Caldwell County will have it 4th and 10 when we come back. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Princeton City Council. I work for government agencies and community development groups, so I know just how important it is for Princeton's Legislative Council to be financially responsible and community-minded. Princeton is growing as entrepreneurs start and expand businesses in our downtown. However, we cannot be complacent with our growth and must work together in making Princeton stand out. Transparency in spending and structuring a practical yet functional budget are critical to keeping Princeton moving forward. I promise to prioritize our needs based on citizen benefit and affordability. We can't grow if we don't create and pursue a new vision for Princeton. I hope to earn your vote on November 6th. If elected to City Council, I intend to keep your best interests in mind and work with you to make Princeton a place we can be proud to call home. Vote number 8 on the ballot, Morgan Russo for Princeton City Council. Paid for by Morgan Russo.
One's on the inside.
Back to Tiger Football on WPKY. We're in action. 4th down for Caldwell County. Empty backfield. Jaggers drops back, goes down the middle, and he's got Newsom oh, does he catch it? He does catch it. Great catch again by Newsom down to the 5-yard line. Bob, nice touch on that pass by Jaggers.
Just a beautiful route by Travis and a beautiful thrown ball by Joby, and we're knocking on the door again, Dennis.
So Caldwell County has it 1st and goal on the Little Caesars 1st down, and Fort Campbell's going to take a timeout and talk about this one. We'll keep it right here for this one. Timeouts are brought to you, if I can find my right sheet, by Russo Law. Russo Law is located downtown Princeton, ready to serve all of your legal needs. Bob, that was a nice route run by Newsom and a nice catch, but that pass was right on the money for Newsom and some pretty good coverage by Fort Campbell.
Fort Campbell has covered our receivers exceptionally well tonight, Dennis. So the passes that we've completed, and Joby right now is 9 out of 12. They've been on the target, and this catch that Travis made down to get us near our second touchdown was just an incredible catch by that young man. Team's back onto the field right now. Caldwell County lining up with 1st and goal from the 5-yard line.
Caldwell County with a heavy set in. You've got Samuel and Jameer Riley in the backfield. Handoff goes to Jameer Riley. He's going to try to get around the right end, get some pressure, and he's going to get maybe back to the line of scrimmage, not much more.
We're not driving our feet when we're tackling. We're catching and going forward and coming back.
And let's see where they'll spot that one. He's going to get inside the 5.
Give him to the 3-yard line or to the 4?
3. I think we'll give that to the 3. That was a nice run. Didn't look like Jameer was going to be able to pick up anything as he was hit before he got to the line of scrimmage. Jaggers is going to roll, and this one's deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Jaggers had Samuel wide open at the goal line, but a good play by Fort Campbell to deflect that one at the line. Saves a touchdown.
Brings up 3rd and goal for the Tigers.
Samuel's going to stay in the backfield. Single receivers each way, double tight end for Samuel. He takes the handoff, and it's going to be Travion Samuel stopped before the goal line. We'll see how close he came.
At the 2-yard line.
Stopped at the 2, so Samuel only able to pick up 1 on the play. And we'll see what the Tigers do. Tigers are going to go to the pistol. And it's going to be Jameer Riley walking into the end zone for Caldwell County. Touchdown, Tigers. So Caldwell's going to move the lead out to 19-7. That score coming at 10:55 left to go in the first half. Easy walk-in by Jameer Riley on that one, Bob. Good blocking by Samuel on that side with him. It's going to be Schultz in for the extra point attempt. Extra points brought to you by Taco John's of Princeton. Snap is back and down. Kiss is up, and it is good. So with 10:55 left to go in the first half, the Tigers starting to pull away a little bit more in this one. Now it's 20-7 Caldwell County. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
The most sophisticated luxury truck on the road today. In 2019, they've released the AT4, the ultimate off-road vehicle for off-road enthusiasts and hunters alike. The AT4 comes with a factory-installed 2-inch lift and off-road wheels and tires. In the front of the pack is where the Denali with the 6.2-liter engine, followed by the SLT and SLE trim levels. More refined styling and badging has added a bold appearance to the most sought-after vehicle in the truck market. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91.
Back to Tiger football on WPKY, taking a look at the scoreboard, brought to you by Goodwin Insurance. Good luck to the Tigers from Goodwin Insurance, your locally owned independent insurance agency capable of handling all of your insurance needs. 10:55 to go in the half. Caldwell leads this one 20-7. First touchdown on the ground by the Tigers so far tonight comes by way of Jameer Riley. 2-yard run, puts Caldwell up. Kickoff fielded at the 13-yard line. He's going to try to come near side. He's up across the 30, 40, got some blockers again. Finally pulled down across midfield. That was number 85 on the tackle, Turner Humphreys, a freshman, but a big return by Fort Campbell all the way into Tiger territory. And Bob, that was a run where he didn't really get touched until he had put about 20 yards on the ball.
Yeah, a lot of open room coming upfield, Dennis. And what's the conversation about?
I don't know. They've got a penalty against Fort Campbell called back at the 36-yard line.
Personal foul.
I didn't see what the foul was. Personal foul called against Fort Campbell. So it was, Bob, it was called back about the 31-yard line, 32-yard line. They're going to spot this all the way back to the 16-yard line. So a big break for Caldwell County as the run had resulted in a finish all the way into Tiger territory. They're going to move Fort Campbell all the way back to the 16. Still not sure what the personal foul was for on the play. But a big break for the Tigers. So Fort Campbell's going to go with a 3-receiver set to the right, one back in the backfield. They'll put a player in motion. Middleton takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. He's got some room over the 20. Big hole across the 25. Finally brought down near the 27-yard line. There was Nathaniel Massey for Fort Campbell. Gets the ball all the way out to the 28-yard line is where they'll spot that one, Bob. A big hole opened up by Fort Campbell.
And a nice piece of running by the young man, too, as well, Dennis, on that carry. Running to daylight.
So Fort Campbell breaks the huddle down 20-7. They'll keep 2 backs in the backfield. Got to keep an eye on number 13 on this side. We've got Trell Riley on Lake as a single receiver on the near side. Handoff goes back up the middle, hits another whole flag on the play. Caldwell County brings the runner down at the 34-yard line. Bashir on the tackle for the Tigers, but we'll see what the flag is. Generally a hold in that area. Chop block by Fort Campbell is going to take the Falcons back. So a penalty-ridden first half by both squads here in the first half. And this one's going to take it all the way back to the 15-yard line. We're going to try to bring some area scores up as soon as we get some of those coming in. Ball spotted, though, at the 15-yard line. 10 minutes to go here in the first half. 2 receivers set each way for the Falcons. Middleton takes it, fakes it to Massey, throws up the field to Lake. It's complete. Ball comes loose. We'll see if he held it long enough to cause the fumble. Ball on the ground. Looks like Caldwell County comes up with it. And they're going to rule him down at the 26-yard line. Big hit by East on that one. Knocked that ball loose for Caldwell County.
Intended for number 13, Nathan Lake.
And they're going to call it incomplete. I'm sorry. I thought he had it, Bob, but I thought the big hit by East knocked that ball loose.
Well, I thought he did have it, Dennis, and he had taken at least one step, maybe even had planted that second foot until he got blown up.
So I'm not sure about that one, but a nice hard hit by Gabe East on the play.
He got lit up by another Tiger as well, and I'm not sure who that number was.
Second and long for Fort Campbell. 2 receivers each way for the Falcons. They'll put Massey on the right shoulder of Middleton. Middleton takes a snap. It's going to be a pitch out to Massey. Massey's got some trouble in the backfield and brought down. It's going to be a big loss on the play for Fort Campbell, and that is number 63 for the Tigers.
Devin Kilgore.
Devin Kilgore on the tackle. That'll put Fort Campbell all the way back to the 10-yard line. Good penetration by Kilgore on that one. And it's 3rd and a country mile now for Fort Campbell. 2 receivers each way for the Falcons. Massey in the backfield with Middleton. Middleton takes a snap, drops back, gets some pressure. Now he's going to have to roll. He's got some pressure in the backfield, throws the ball up. It's complete at the 22-yard line. Tackled by Ben Holt, but a nice catch, and I don't know how he got that ball off with the pressure he had coming.
You almost would say in a Sandlot game, he just threw it up for grabs, and somebody just happened to be there.
That was a jump ball situation. Actually, the spot's going to be at the 23-yard line, well short of a first down, so they'll bring the punt unit on 4th and 15 for Fort Campbell. Caldwell County's going to drop Gabe East back to his 50-yard line. Rolls, kick. It's a low line drive kick. Hits at the 45, goes inside the 35, and they'll spot it down at the 33-yard line. And you got to believe that coaching staff has talked to the Tigers about the pursuit. That's one of those Australian rule type football punters that they've got. He'll roll to his right and try to hit it on the run. And Caldwell County has been penalized a couple of times in the ball game, one roughing the kicker and one running into the kicker. But this time Caldwell County had some pursuit, but nobody made contact. So the ball is going to come up with Caldwell County having decent field position at their own 33-yard line. 2 receivers to the far side, 2-back set for the Tigers. They hand it off to Jameer Riley. He tries to bounce it to the right side, still on his feet, and almost dragged down from behind just by the jersey, or he had a little bit of room coming up on that sideline. Gets it out to about the 37-yard line.
And Jameer was on the carry then.
Bowling Green's losing 62-7.
Oklahoma.
It's going to be a 2-receiver set to the left. Jaggers drops back, looks down the field. He's going along to Parker. Parker's got it at the 25, still on his feet, and dragged down near the 15-yard line. Nice job by Parker. He had a couple of steps on his defender, and Jaggers laid it right on the money. Big completion. Little Caesars first down all the way down to the 17-yard line of Fort Campbell. 2 receivers set to the right, 1 to the left. They're going to keep Samuel in the backfield. Jaggers takes it, hands off to Samuel. He goes over the left side. Nice carry by Samuel. Keeps the pile moving inside the 15 down to about the 14-yard line. Yeah, good job by Travion Samuel getting a lot of action here. Bob, we haven't seen Derek Hollowell in a little while. Of course, he had that concussion problem last week.
I think they were going to try to get him a few touches and then maybe let him rest.
Handoff goes to Samuel. He goes across the right side, picks up maybe a yard or two on the play down to the, looks like the 13-yard line. Caldwell County quickly back to the line of scrimmage. 6:48 to go here in the first half. Caldwell leading this one 20-7 and knocking on the door right now.
3rd and 6 for the Tigers.
2-back set. Jameer Riley and Samuel in the backfield. He's going to go corner route looking for Parker. Parker pushed, and that's going to draw a flag. Parker had the big push in the back with the ball in the air. You could see that one coming the whole way. So it's pass interference on Fort Campbell. Parker got some compliments from his coaching staff last week about some of the routes he ran, and that was another one open in the end zone. Fort Campbell really probably came out better on that play because Parker was open enough. Nice pass by Jaggers.
And that's going to result in a first down for the Tigers.
And the flags have.
It should be enough for the first down, but the chains moved too quickly. You don't move until you are told to move.
So they're trying to sort this one out, see where this one's going to be spotted at. It looks like it's going to be. It is first down, Caldwell County. First and goal at the 6-yard line, it looks like, for the Tigers.
6:31 to go.
And Caldwell County looking to tack on to the 20-7 lead right now. First and goal from the 6. Snap back to Jaggers before he was ready. Drops back, gets some pressure, throws it in the neighborhood of Samuel, but he was just getting rid of that one. I think that one was snapped well before he was set.
Michael Averhart and Keanu Kenishero.
So it's going to be second and goal for the Tigers. Bob, it looked like Joby was turned around looking to his left when that ball came back to him. He just happened to catch it out of the corner of his eye, made the catch on the snap.
You're right. He definitely was surprised. The snap coming a little quicker than he thought.
Parker, single receiver to the far side. Jaggers over the middle. Had a lot of traffic in there. His intended receiver was Jameer Riley, incomplete. So no flags that I can see on the play. Third and goal coming up for the Tigers. Jaggers threw a bullet across the goal line, but incomplete. A lot of players right in that area.
Double tight.
Two tight end set for the Tigers. Travion Samuels in the backfield. Handoff goes to Samuel. He finds a hole, and he finds the end zone unless they say he was down before then. Now the referees are signaling touchdown. Touchdown, Tigers. Good run by Travion Samuel. Hit that hole, Bob. That's your favorite guy back there, and comes up big tonight as he's giving Derek Hollowell quite a bit of relief here in the first half.
And Dennis, after he's picked up about 3 or 4 yards, you don't want to get in his way.
No, after he gets that head of steam going, he's much harder to bring down. So Caldwell County out 26-7 now, looking to make this a 20-point game. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. Kicks. Extra points brought to you by Taco John's of Princeton, where you can get 3 street tacos for $5. That's Taco John's of Princeton. 6:19 to go in the first half. Caldwell County pulling away. It's the Tigers 27 and Fort Campbell 7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
At Morgan's Funeral Home, we're family owned and managed by people who care more about you. During your most difficult hours, you deserve the most understanding and caring service available. That is what you get at Morgan's Funeral Home. That's what separates us from the rest. Morgan's Funeral Home, serving families for over one.
Here we go. And we are back. Tiger Football on WPKY. Kickoff. Schultz comes up to the 40. Puts this one in play. Nice kick. Fielded at the 10-yard line. Fort Campbell's going to bring it back towards the middle. Travion Samuel turns it up the middle. Nice turn by Samuel. Forced the runner back up. And a flag on the play. Some extracurricular activity going on over here between Wells and number 6 for Fort Campbell. It's Jordan Edwards. Flag come in on the sideline after the run. Run was stopped at the 29-yard line. No, I'm sorry, the 33-yard line. We'll see what the flag was on the side. Some blocking on the wide guys on the near side of the field for both squads. And we'll see where this one's going to be spotted. Bob, have they even signaled the personal foul against Fort Campbell on the block? That was Barron Wells in a battle with number 6 for Fort Campbell. And they're going to call that one against the Falcons. So the ball is going to be spotted back to the 13-yard line. So it's going to be Middleton in the backfield. He's got one back with him. Two receivers set each way. It's going to be a pitch. Looks like to Massey. A lot of traffic there. He's not going to get much out of that one. Stopped at about the 14. It was Van Hoosier came out of the, I would say the pile, but it never got to a point of a pile. They stood him up. Van Hoosier was in the end zone, but they're going to say he was down. Ball's going to be spotted at the 15-yard line. 5:43 left to go in the first half. Caldwell leading this one 27-7.
And Dennis, the Tigers have had it 4 possessions in the first half and scored on all 4 possessions. How efficient we can be.
Middleton keeps it, looks up the field. It's going to be thrown behind his receiver at the 32-yard line, incomplete. He had a receiver open at the 32. Kid tries to turn around, but a slick field out here tonight with a little moisture from earlier rains today. He was unable to turn around and catch that ball, incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 for Fort Campbell. So good job by the Tigers after a bit of a shaky start. Fort Campbell, an 80-yard completion on the first play of their first possession. Actually, Fort Campbell led this one at that point, 7-6. It's been all Tigers since as Caldwell leads this one 27-7. 2 receivers set to the right. Middleton looks to the right. It's going to be complete to Lake at the 20. Lake up across the 25. Stiff arms across the 30. Still on his feet. And finally brought down and knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line. And it's first down for Fort Campbell. Bob, Nathan Lake, a good-looking receiver for Fort Campbell.
He is not only catches the ball well, but he runs well after the catch too, Dennis.
So ball's going to be spotted up at the 36-yard line. First down for Fort Campbell. A little bit over 5 minutes to go here in the first half. 3 receivers set to the right. He's going to put number 2 in motion. 2 receivers each way now. He fakes the handoff, throws, and complete. And just dived up to about the 35-yard line. Crockett on the reception for Fort Campbell.
And for 0 gain.
Ball spotted back at the 36-yard line. And John, I am hearing some beeps. Is that on us or? Okay, all right. Fort Campbell back to the line. 2nd and 10. 3 receivers set to the right. 1 receiver to the far side. Caldwell County in man coverage. Middleton drops back, looks to the far sideline. He's got a man open, overthrows him at the 30. Falcons had a receiver open at the 30. Ball landed at about the 28, incomplete. So that'll bring up 3rd down and long for the Falcons. Incompletion stops the clock with 4:23 to go in the first half. Fort Campbell back to the line of scrimmage. Hope you'll stay tuned for the halftime report coming your way. Bob will have all the first half stats. That brought to you by Little Caesars. Trip set to the right. Middleton hands off to Massey. Massey hits the line at the 35, gets up to the 40, and brought down there. It'll bring up 4th down. And looks like they'll bring out the punt unit. Ball actually spotted at the 41-yard line.
Halftime, it's Murray now leading Webster County 43-0.
It's going to be East going back to his own 35-yard line to take this punt.
Falcons will punt ball away again.
Snap is back. It's a low snap. Gets on the ground. Caldwell County shows some pressure. The punter has no choice but to run. Kavanaugh's going to bring him down, but it'll be Caldwell County ball at the Falcon 33-yard line.
3:36 to go.
So a low snap. Fort Campbell not able to handle it. and it's going to result in Caldwell County getting the ball at the Falcon 33-yard line. Taking a look at an area score from Brad Harrelson of Encompass Wealth Management. Contact Brad Harrelson with Encompass Wealth Management for all of your financial and retirement planning needs. At halftime, it's Hopkinsville leading Callaway County 7-6. Jaggers is going to go down in the backfield. Travion Samuel actually took the handoff, goes down back at the 36-yard line. Caldwell County quickly back to the line of scrimmage, 2 receivers each way. Samuel still in the backfield with Jaggers. Fort Campbell showing blitz. Jaggers complete to Jameer Riley at the 30, hit and brought down. Forward progress should make it to about the 30-yard line. Bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers. Caldwell quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Trip set now to the left. It's Oliver Parker, far side for the Tigers. Jaggers looks back, looks to Parker. Over the middle, ball up and knocked away by the Fort Campbell defender. Parker with a nice route, but well covered. And it'll bring up 4th down and 7 for the Tigers. So Caldwell County is going to keep the offense on the field, leading this one 27-7. Clock stops with 2:43 to go in the first half. 2 receivers set each way for the Tigers. They need 7 yards to keep this drive going. Jaggers drops back, gets good protection, throws it complete at the 20. That's Newsom with the reception. Travis Newsom goes down to the ground, makes the catch for Caldwell County, and that's a Little Caesars first down for the Tigers. As we keep this drive moving, ball at the 20-yard line. Trip set to the right. Travion Samuel goes to Jaggers right. Jaggers complete to East at the 20. 20 still on his feet to the 15 and down to the 14-yard line. East slip, and we've seen some of the players slip quite a bit tonight on this field. It's a beautiful field here at Fort Campbell, but obviously slick tonight. Trip set now moving to the left for the Tigers. Oliver Parker on the far side. Jaggers quickly to Jameer Riley. Receiver screen. He's going to walk in for a touchdown, but a flag on the play. And we'll see if that's going to be a hold to bring that back. Well-designed wide receiver screen to Jameer Riley. Goes in for the touchdown, but a flag on the play. Holding against Caldwell County. One of the blockers for Jameer, one of the receivers on the near side called for a hold. And that will take the points off the board for Caldwell County. 2:02 to go in the first half. So 2 receivers set each way for the Tigers. Samuel still in the backfield. Jaggers gets some pressure. It's complete to Parker at the 20. Parker at the 10. The 5 still on his feet and stumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Oliver Parker on the reception for Caldwell County. And with 1:53 to go in the first half, Caldwell's lead now extended out to 33-7. Schultz is going to come out for the extra point attempt. Extra points brought to you by Taco John's of Princeton, a bold, unique take on Mexican food. $5 street tacos, or 3 street tacos for $5 at Taco John's. Snap is back to Smiley, gets it down, kick is up. And it is good. So with 1:53 to go in the first half, the Tigers now lead this one 34-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
County and have been a practicing attorney in Princeton for the last 11 years. I'm very proud to be the son of 2 retired public school educators. When elected, I pledge to always treat everyone fairly and to administer justice in an impartial and unbiased manner. I have proudly served my community as a former president of the Chamber of Commerce and former co-chairman of Relay for Life. I'm committed to continued service to the citizens of Western Kentucky. Again, I'm Jared Jackson, and I would appreciate your vote on November the 6th.
Paid for by the campaign fund of Jared H. Jackson for District Judge.
Back to Tiger Football on WPKY. Caldwell County very efficient tonight with 5 touchdowns here in the first half. Only play they've really given up to Fort Campbell tonight, Bob, was that 80-yard play on Fort Campbell's first touch of the night. that resulted in a touchdown. After that, it's all Caldwell County. Schultz approaches this one, puts a line drive kick. It's going to take a hop, picked up at the 3-yard line. Fort Campbell's going to return it up to the 20, hit at the 23, still on his feet, and finally brought down strong by number 54 for Caldwell County. That is Elijah Shaheen. So they're going to give him out to the, let's see where we'll spot this one. Just out across the 20, maybe the 21-yard line is where they're going to spot this one. Now they're going to move it to the 22. The side judge said they're going to give him that much. So Fort Campbell will start this drive from their own 22-yard line. They've got 1:45 to work here before halftime. Little Caesars halftime report coming your way. Bob will have all the first half stats, and we'll look ahead to the second half. That coming your way courtesy of Little Caesars in 1:45. Middleton switching up. He's going to send 5 receivers out this time. Empty backfield for Middleton. Caldwell County's got East dropping a little bit farther back. Snap goes back. Middleton looks over the middle. Now he's getting some pressure. That's Harrelson running him back near the goal line. Middleton still in a scramble mode. Ball thrown up the field, incomplete. But Middleton seeing a lot of gold helmets around as he tries to scramble at one point all the way back near his own goal line, able to come back out, get the pass off, and save the field position, if not the down.
So a lot of running around there. And
Play took about 11 seconds off the clock, 1:34, but the clock is stopped. And Bob, we know what happens, how quickly Caldwell County can score. If they can keep Fort Campbell pinned in, have a little time left on the clock.
That's very possible.
Flag on the play is going to move it back to the 17-yard line. Motion on Fort Campbell. We just heard down the road, Mayfield leading Ballard 50-0 at the half. Bob, that's our next matchup, and that's going to be a tough one in 2 weeks as we go to Mayfield. Mayfield probably with as good a team this year as any we've seen in recent history. Timeout by Fort Campbell. I think that's their last one. We'll take a timeout too for 30 seconds. With 1:34 left to go in the first half, the Tigers lead this one 34-7. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKY.
I'd like to invite you to join Bob Hayes and me for Caldwell County football here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com. This Friday night, the Tigers wrap up district play on post as they tangle with the Fort Campbell Falcons. For complete coverage of Caldwell County, remember to go to yoursportsedge.com. We'll get it started with the Coach Barnes Show at 6 o'clock on WPKY. Right after that, it's the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show at 6:30, and then it's kickoff at 7 o'clock right here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Back to Tiger Football on WPKY. Fort Campbell called the timeout with 1:34 to go in the first half. Caldwell leading this one 34-7. Little Caesars halftime report coming your way in just a little bit. Bob's going to have a lot of stats, mostly one-sided. You take off that 80-yard play by Fort Campbell, and it's been a pretty lopsided contest in favor of the Tigers tonight. Of course, heavily favored coming into this one. Fort Campbell comes in at 1-6. The Tigers 6-2 on the season. 1st and 15 for the Falcons. They've got one back in the backfield. They give the handoff to Massey. He's up across the 20, finds a hole to the 25, 30, and he's out across the 40. Giving chase is Harrelson. He's in Caldwell County territory, driven out of bounds inside the Tiger 40-yard line. So a big run by Massey. Not only gets Fort Campbell some field position, but also a first down to the 39-yard line of the Tigers.
44-yard run by the Fort Campbell running back on that play.
Fast kid. Not big by any means as far as backs go in the area, but a lot of speed by Massey. Sets Fort Campbell up in good position. Middleton in the backfield, 3 receivers set to the right. He's going to hand off to his back. Tries to get around the corner, gets hit and dropped down inbounds at the 35-yard line. Clock will keep running. I think Fort Campbell, if I'm not mistaken, Bob, out of timeouts.
I believe they are out of timeouts, or they would be stopping the clock.
So ball spotted at the 35-yard line.
2nd and 6 for the Falcons.
Two receivers each way for the Falcons. Middleton takes a snap, looks to the left. Now he's going to come back to the right. He's going to roll to the right. Now he's got some pressure. Turns back in to a Tiger defender and brought down. That's Russ Bashir. And we'll see if he gained anything on the play, if that'll go down for a sack.
Goes down at the 38, loss of 3 on that play.
So 3rd and 9 coming up for the Falcons. Good pursuit by Russ Bashir for the Tigers. Middleton in the backfield takes a snap. Looks down the field. Caldwell County bringing some more pressure. He wants to go to the end zone. Looks to the corner. This one thrown up and intercepted by Caldwell County's East at the 3-yard line. That one underthrown. Caldwell County had double coverage, and East comes away with the interception at the Fort Campbell 3-yard line. Or excuse me, at the Tigers 3-yard line. 15 seconds. You don't look for Caldwell County to try anything crazy at this point. But the Tigers will take a big lead into halftime of this one. So East with the interception gives Caldwell County the ball at their own 3. Jaggers in his own end zone. He's got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Jaggers calls for the snap. Takes it. He drops back. Looks down the field. Hit as he throws. He's looking for Newsom, and it's complete. And Newsom all by himself. He's got a blocker with him. This one's going to go all the way. A 97-yard touchdown pass.
No,
Jaggers
and
to
no flags,
Newsom.
Dennis.
97-yard touchdown pass.
Got to brag on Joby Jaggers on that one. He stood in as long as he could, took a hit right as he delivered the ball. And it was Newsom getting behind the defense, made the catch, and nobody around to make the tackle as Newsom takes it all the way to the house, 97 yards. That's going to look good on the stats going into halftime, Bob, for Jaggers.
And that score coming as time ran out here in the first half.
So the extra point attempt's going to be put up by the Tigers. No time on the clock left. 40-7, Caldwell County.
That may come pretty close to a Caldwell County passing record for yardage on one play.
I'll see if I have that while we're getting the stats ready for halftime. I'll see if I brought that with me tonight. But that was Jaggers to Newsom for 97 yards.
A well-thrown ball, and Travis, great ability to catch the ball. Shook off one tackle attempt and just went untouched the last 50-plus yards on his own.
He had a blocker to run with him. There's a shaken up Fort Campbell player coming off the field. So that's what the holdup here is here as we get ready for the extra point attempt. Extra point brought to you by Taco John's of Princeton, a bold, unique take on Mexican food. Taco John's features street tacos, 3 for $5. That's Taco John's of Princeton. It's going to be Schultz coming back from the injury last week.
I think Blake is kicking on this one. He's number 80.
Oh, I'm sorry. Vibrant with the kick. And this one is good. You're right, Bob. Thank you for pointing that out to me. As the half ends, the Tigers lead this one 41-7. After trailing 7-6, it's been all Caldwell County since that point as the Tigers take a big lead into halftime and get that much closer to possibly a running clock in the second half if we keep it on like this. So a great first half by the Tigers after a little bit of a shaky start with some penalties. But we're going to have all of the first half stats coming your way on the Little Caesars halftime report that comes your way in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Citizens of District 4, like me, many of you are worried about what is happening in our hometown. As the father of a 3-and-a-half-year-old, I'm very concerned about our financial health. I believe the next 4 years will be the most critical in the history of Princeton and Caldwell County. I can use my education, industry, and banking experience to make an impact. Caldwell County needs new ideas, vision, and leadership before it's too late. This is Jeff Sims, your candidate for Magistrate in District 4. I'm asking for your vote on November 6th, paid for by Jeff Sims, Magistrate District 4.
Sure, everyone cheers for the young people playing the game, but what about poor old Mom? Mom, who makes sure the uniform is clean. Mom, who makes sure everyone arrives to practice on time. Mom, who picks up what was forgotten and takes the item to their favorite player. Mom, who makes sure her athlete is fed and ready to go. Mom, who cheers for the team no matter what the score. The time has come to recognize Mom. Sign up today for the YourSportsEdge.com Sports Mom of the Month contest, presented by Magnolia 2 Boutique. Enter now at YourSportsEdge.com.
The voice of Caldwell County since 1950. Tiger Sports are on the air, 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and streaming audio online at WPKYonline.com. Let's join the WPKY Sports Crew. They're live at the game.
Seasons come and seasons go, but something that can remain the same is reliability. And here at McGregor Group Heating and Air, reliability and honesty are a few of our top priorities. So if you're looking for heating and air service, give us a call at 270-896-5044 or come visit us at 960 Varmint Trace Road here in Princeton. We're the company that you can take.
I'm Jared Jackson, and I'm running to be your district judge. I was born in Caldwell County and have been a practicing attorney in Princeton for the last 11 years. I'm very proud to be the son of 2 retired public school educators. When elected, I pledge to always treat everyone fairly and to administer justice in an impartial and unbiased manner. I proudly serve my community as a former president of the Chamber of Commerce and former co-chairman of Relay for Life. I'm committed to continued service to the citizens of Western Kentucky. Again, I'm Jared Jackson, and I would appreciate your vote on November the 6th.
Paid for by the campaign fund of Jared H. Jackson for District Judge.
Have you been a victim of debit or credit card fraud? Farmers Bank and Trust can help lessen your risk of getting taken advantage of. As our customer, you have exclusive access to a security feature in our app that will allow you to turn your debit card off while you're not using it, then turn it on instantly when you need to use it. Keep your information safe. Log into our free app to use this feature, increasing the security of your information right now. Not a Farmers Bank customer? Come down. Let us set up your account and start protecting you from potential fraud opportunities. This is not a guarantee that your information will not be compromised. This is an increased security measure. Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
What does your morning sound like?
Morning, Al.
Next stop, 32nd Street.
Welcome to McDonald's.
Hi, can I get an Egg McMuffin, please? Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports in Princeton. Trilogy offers a wide range of classes to help you reach your fitness and well-being goals, like yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio, kickboxing, and weightlifting. They have family discounts, and your first class is free. So come work out in a family-friendly environment at Trilogy Performance Sports, located directly behind Cash Express in Princeton. Open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports Princeton. Telephone 270-601-1824.
For your home for Tiger Sports, 1580, 103.3 WPKY and WPKYonline.com. Tiger Sports coverage is brought to you in part by Taco John's, Caldwell Medical Center, Farmers Bank and Trust, Black Patch Grill, Goodwin Insurance, Dr. Carl Hinton, Jeff Russo Attorney, First Southern National Bank, Little Caesars Pizza, and by McGregor Group Heating and Cooling on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. The voice of the Caldwell County Tigers.
Back to Tiger football from Fort Campbell. We're at halftime. Caldwell County leads this one 41-7. This is the Little Caesars halftime report, brought to you by Little Caesars in Princeton, where you can get a $5 hot and ready classic pizza or the pepperoni or cheese for just $5 anytime at Little Caesars in Princeton, and we can vouch for how good that is. We had that last week before the ball game there at Tiger Stadium, so we appreciate our friends out at Little Caesars of Princeton for sponsoring our halftime report. And before we get into the stats, and we've got a big one to give you here in just a second, we're going to take a look at some area scores. Area scores are brought to you by Brad Harrelson of Encompass Wealth Management. At the half, Crittenden County leads Fulton County 30-6. Over at the Stadium of Champions, we had a score on Christian County and Graves, and I've just lost it. Oh, here we go. Christian County trails Graves County 20-12. That's at the half at the Stadium of Champions. Bob's totaling up the stats for the first half, and it's all Caldwell County as they lead this one 41-7. That last pass, though, to end the half from Joby Jaggers to Travis Newsom was a new record for Caldwell County, longest pass. That broke by 5 yards. A 2016 completion from Shane Burns to Jameer Riley versus Henderson County, the old record at 92. The new record for Caldwell County, longest pass completion, was Jaggers to Newsom that covered 97 yards, and the touchdown there as we ended the half for the Tigers. So congratulations to those two getting in the record books tonight. Big night for Jaggers in the first half as Caldwell County able to put 41 points on the board.
And Dennis, I'm ready if you're ready.
You take her away. Just want to make sure that we got that about the record-setting pass performance on that last play.
Taking a look at the scoring tonight here in the first half, Caldwell County gets on the board first on a 25-yard pass completion to Jameer Riley from Joby Jaggers. The PAT was no good. And at 10 minutes and 56 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter, Caldwell County up over Fort Campbell 6-0. The Tigers only needing 1 minute and 4 seconds to get on the scoreboard. Also in the first quarter, on the next possession, on the first play from scrimmage, Nathan Lake on an 80-yard pass reception from the Fort Campbell quarterback Middleton. The PAT was good. That coming at 10 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Fort Campbell takes its only lead so far of the first half. At that point, 7-6. Also in the first quarter, Trail Riley, a 3-yard pass from Joby Jaggers. The PAT was good. And at 8 minutes and 11 seconds of the first quarter, Caldwell County gets back in front, 13-7. In the second quarter, Jameer Riley on a 2-yard run with 10 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The PAT was good. Caldwell County leading at that time 20-7. Also in the second quarter, Travion Samuel on a 6-yard run with 6 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the second quarter. PAT was good. Caldwell County leading 27-7 at that point. In the second quarter again, Oliver Parker on a 19-yard pass from Joby with 1 minute and 53 seconds remaining in the first half. Extra point was good. Caldwell County leading at that point 34-7. And finally, the last score in the first half, a 97-yard record-breaking pass completion from Joby Jaggers to Travis Newsom. Blake Vivrette with the PAT. That coming as time expired in the first half. Caldwell County leading here at halftime over Fort Campbell 41-7. Big yardage totals for Caldwell County tonight. In the rushing department, Travion Samuel with 5 carries so far, 9 yards and a touchdown. Jameer Riley, 4 carries for 10 yards. De'Eric Hollowell, 4 carries for 40 yards. Joby Jaggers, 1 carry for a -1 yard, and Trail Riley, 1 carry for a -8 yards. 15 rushes for the Tigers and 50 yards on the ground. In the passing department, Travis Newsom with 5 catches for 180 yards and 1 touchdown. Oliver Parker, 3 catches for 87 yards and 1 touchdown. Jameer Riley, 4 catches for 54 yards and 1 touchdown. Gabe East, 2 catches for 26 yards. Trail Riley, 2 catches for 10 yards and a touchdown. And total of 16 receptions. Joby was 16 out of 22, no interceptions for 357 yards here of total passing yards in the first half. And adding the 50 yards rushing with the 357 yards passing, total offense for the Tigers of 407 yards. Pretty productive offensive performance in the first half for the Tigers. And looking at Fort Campbell here, they have in the first half, they've rushed the ball 19 times for 56 yards, 44 yards of that coming on 1 carry. The quarterback, Middleton, has completed 7 out of 12 passes for 142 yards and one pass play covering 80 yards, another pass play covering 21 yards. So basically, most of their yardage totals tonight have come as a result of 3 plays. Total offense for Fort Campbell tonight in the first half, 198 yards, with 145 of those yards coming on those 3 plays I just mentioned. So other than that, it's been a really dominated game by the Tigers, although Fort Campbell has had some moments where they have played well tonight. They just can't stop the Tigers on defense. Their second drive of the game, their first drive was the 1-play 80-yard pass completion. Their second drive was a 14-yard play that took a bunch of time off the clock and resulted in a missed field goal for Fort Campbell. In the next possession, they had the ball for they had to punt the next time out. The next play, they ran it for seven times and mishandled a snap on 4th down, letting Caldwell County score from the 33-yard line in. And their last drive of the game, they had a pass intercepted at the 3-yard line, Caldwell County taking it in on the first play from scrimmage. So score is a little bit deceiving here. But Caldwell County with a run, the 41-7, 34. I don't think you run the clock until it gets 35. 36. So we come back. We'll start out a normal second half until Caldwell County scores again. Then the clock will run. But just a total dominating effort here by the Tigers in the first half to take this 41-7. Lead here at halftime. We're 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the first wave. We always add the 3-minute stretch time to play, so within 5 minutes plus we'll be back on the field with the third quarter commencing, and Fort Campbell will receive the opening kickoff in the third quarter. Again, just running down these touchdown catches that Joby's had tonight. 25-yard pass to Jameer for 1 touchdown. A 3-yard pass to Trail for 1 touchdown. A Jameer 2-yard run for a touchdown. Jameer 2 touchdowns tonight, 1 on the ground, 1 in the air. Travion a 6-yard run for a touchdown, and Oliver Parker the 19-yard pass reception. And Travis on that last play of the first half, play covering 97 yards on a beautifully thrown pass from Joby, and a nice catch by Travis, shaking off 1 tackler and convoyed to the end zone by one of his own teammates. Fort Campbell completely giving up on the play after the ball was caught by Travis, and the Tigers take a 41-7 lead here at halftime over the Fort Campbell Falcons.
Bob, I was just sitting here looking through some of the records, and if you take some of those Sindelar years out of this, we'd be on a lot of record watches tonight, but those guys really put up the points. But another one that we may be on the verge of a little bit, can you tell me again how many yards receiving Newsom had?
Travis has 180 yards in the first half on 5 catches.
That puts him 6th right now of the most yards receiving in a game. Tez Simmons owns that record against Callaway County back in 2011. He had 7 receptions for 244 yards and 4 touchdowns. So I'm thinking Caldwell County may come back out with the starters as we come back out to start the third quarter. And I don't know how long they'll go if Travis would have time to pick up what would essentially need 65 yards to break that record in the second half. But that could come on one play again. I mean, we just saw him pick up 97, which did set a record by 5 yards of the longest pass completion, Jaggers to Newsom, to end that first half.
I would think that we would come out for 1 possession in the third quarter. Then, like we talked coming over tonight, it would be several of the subs coming in to play and becoming a statistician's nightmare, as you say.
Yeah, we're going to keep a roster handy at all times as we get into this one, looking very much like the possibility of running clock. You see a pretty steady rain starting to come down. I hadn't really noticed in that first half as much, but a pretty steady rain here at Fort Campbell.
I'm looking through some dirty windows here, and I can barely pick up the rain.
We had a little bit of rain coming over the night. Now it's starting to pick up quite a bit. And Caldwell County with a big first half, leading this one 41-7. This is the Little Caesars halftime report. Little Caesars in Princeton, where you get a $5 hot and ready pizza, a $6 extra most bestest pepperoni pizza. They load the pepperonis on that one. And also, you can go by there for $9, Bob. You can get a 4-meat pizza. So Little Caesars has whatever you want, some good pizza. We tried that out before the game last week. You and I stopped by Little Caesars, picked up that $5 hot and ready. We had all we wanted. We gave some to the scorers. I think Frankie Brown dried.
It was widely appreciated up in the press box, Dennis. I can assure you that.
Big pizza for $5. So we appreciate the folks at Little Caesars in Princeton sponsoring our halftime report, and also first downs all season long here on WPKY. We're going to take a quick break and come back. We're at halftime here as Caldwell County leads this one 41-7 over Fort Campbell, so stay tuned. We'll be back. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
14-7.
Your vote this November for Princeton City Council. I work for government agencies and community development groups, so I know just how important it is for Princeton's Legislative Council to be financially responsible and community-minded. Princeton is growing as entrepreneurs start and expand businesses in our downtown. However, we cannot be complacent with our growth and must work together in making Princeton stand out. Transparency in spending and structuring a practical yet functional budget are critical to keeping Princeton moving forward. I promise to prioritize our needs based on citizen benefit and affordability. We can't grow if we don't create and pursue a new vision for Princeton. I hope to earn your vote on November 6th. If elected to City Council, I intend to keep your best interest in mind and work with you to make Princeton a place we can be proud to call home. Vote number 8 on the ballot, Morgan Russo for Princeton City Council.
Paid for by Morgan Russo.
Back to Tiger Football on WPKY. Getting ready to start the second half here at Fort Campbell in the rain. Caldwell County leads this one 41-7. We're going to keep the records sheet out tonight, Bob, because this one may develop into one or two more tonight the way Caldwell County is going. Started out like it might be a little bit of a slugfest as Caldwell County came down, scored first, missed the extra point, and Fort Campbell answered right back with a one-play hit on their first possession tonight, 80-yard touchdown pass, and Fort Campbell actually led this one at 7-6 in the first quarter. After that, it was all Caldwell County as we lead now 41-7 here, getting set to start this second half.
And Dennis, the Tigers with 6 possessions in the first half, scoring on all 6 possessions. The last one being one of the most dramatic plays you can witness on a football field, just about covering the length of the field. 97-yard pass from Joby Jaggers to Travis Newsom.
And a record-setting pass at that, 97 yards, longest pass completion in Tiger football history. Bob, we have one more score at the half. Trigg County leads over Hopkins Central 28-12. Hopkins Central, it says, outgaining Trigg County by just a few yards, but still find themselves behind Trigg County at 28-12 at the half. Bobby, we're kind of looking for Caldwell to come out with the starters here in the second half. Fort Campbell will get first possession, though. They won the toss and deferred to the second half.
And Fort Campbell had come onto the field and lined up, but lined up in the wrong end of the field, so they're now traversing the length of the field to get in kickoff return possession. And it looks like
Murray leads Webster in the third quarter 50-0. So a lot of the area teams putting up a lot of points tonight. I think Mayfield had a 50-0 lead at halftime in their game.
And coming out to do the kickoff duties for Caldwell County will be number 81, Barrett Schultz. We noted that Blake Virette was in on that last PAT, and we'll wait and see. I'm not sure. I wasn't checking numbers on the other.
He may have been doing the entire first half. We will keep a closer check on that here in the second. Schultz puts the kick up, and it's going to be received at the 11-yard line by Fort Campbell. Hit at the 22, brought it up to about the 25. That's Ben Holton on the tackle for Caldwell County. John, I'm going to lay the record sheet right behind the computer, so don't let me forget those tonight before we leave. Newsom within 65 yards receiving to set a single game record tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that in the second half. Ball's going to be spotted at the 25-yard line for Fort Campbell as they'll take their first possession here in the second half. Trailing this one 41-7, and a pretty good rain coming down here at Fort Campbell. And it's going to be Middleton, 2 receivers each way. He's got one back in the backfield. Snap is back. Handoff to the back. He's going to try to go left side. Slips on the turf going around the left end. Gets it down to about the 27-yard line. And Bob, I'm curious to, I don't think I've ever been on an artificial turf field in the rain to really know how much it holds the moisture, how slippery it gets. But the players had some trouble in the first half, and first play of the second half here, the Falcon runner slipped going around left end, picked up 2 on the play, but it's got to be a slippery field.
Well, and also a slippery ball, too, because they're not covering the ball up between snaps either.
Fort Campbell's going to bring 3 receivers to the right, lone receiver to the left. Middleton takes a snap, low snap. He's got some pressure, throws incomplete. Ball bounces at the 26 and then caught by Lake, but incomplete. Bring up third down for Fort Campbell.
And it looked like the quarterback was under heavy rush that time by Devin Kilgore, and looked like he possibly was being held on that rushing attempt.
He got turned at an awkward angle right at the end of that rush. No flags on the play as it'll be third down and 8 for Fort Campbell. One kid that's impressed us for the Falcons tonight has been number 13, Nathan Lake. Kid's got some good skills at receiver. He's covered on this side. Barron Wells in the ball game now for Caldwell County. Wells has coverage on Lake as Fort Campbell empties the backfield. Middleton by himself at the 22, takes the snap low, picks it up, looks this way, kind of slips out of his hands and well behind his intended receiver. Lake was the one he wanted to go to. And Bob, I think you're right. I think that ball just kind of slipped. He didn't have much of a grip on that at all and threw it about 4 yards behind Lake.
And Barron was giving him quite a bit of cushion on that play too. If he makes the throw on the mark, it's a first down, an easy completion. But I think you're right, Dennis. I think the wet ball is going to be an issue here in the second half.
So the Falcons are going to be forced to punt on their first possession, a 3 and out, as Caldwell County is going to drop Gabe East back at his own 48-yard line. Got to watch how the snap is handled with the ball condition like it is. Low snap. He's going to roll and puts the kick in the air. It's going to hit at the 48, take a Fort Campbell bounce, and roll inside the Tiger 40-yard line to the 38, where Joby Jaggers will bring his offense out and take over first and 10 from the 38-yard line, leading this one 41-7, and the Tigers' first possession here in the second half. Of course, Big Blue Madness going on tonight up at Rupp. Trying to check Twitter and things for a lot of scores. It's mostly Kentucky stuff on there tonight. Jaggers is going to come out. The night may be done for De'Eric Hollowell. Samuel been in the ball game since early in the second quarter. Jaggers, a quick hit to this side of the field. It's complete across the 40, the 50, back down to the 40, lowers his head. That is number 41, Logan Smiley on the reception. Picked up good yardage after the catch. And Smiley, Bob, I'm not sure. I think that's his first catch of the season.
It is his
first. All the way
first.
down to the Fort Campbell 37-yard line.
26-yard pass from Joby.
They're going to come back to Smiley. It's caught. He turns up the field, still on his feet, and kicked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So a couple of doses of Logan Smiley, and Bob, you called it right. There's going to be a lot of new numbers in the Caldwell lineup here in the second half.
And
I think
Logan,
that's Tripp Branch on the far side along with Wells. Handoff goes to Samuel. Samuel finds room on the right side. He's across the 20, tries to turn the corner. Across the 10, 5, touchdown Tigers. Travion Samuel.
that's my guy. Look at him go.
And he was sealed off well. The receivers on that far side, Branch, and I think it was Wells, sealed that end off good. And it was Samuel, a fast walk, but a walk into the end zone. That'll bring on the running clock here in the third quarter as Caldwell County.
And it looks like it's 80, I guess, yes, it looks like Barrett Schultz in for the extra point.
No, Blake is number 80, so Blake's putting up the extra points, and it is up and good. So with 10:23 left to go in the third quarter, Caldwell County now leads this one with a running clock. It's the Tigers 48 and Fort Campbell 7. We'll just keep this one here on this one, John, for the kick coming up.
7 drives, 7 touchdowns for the Tigers tonight.
Kickoff coming up is brought to you by Lake Barkley CrossFit. You can never be too healthy, too strong, or in too good a health. Lake Barkley CrossFit has classes designed for anyone at any fitness level. And they are always free. Excuse me, to come out and try it for free. Couldn't get the signal to you, John. We've been a little bit off kilter here since we got here tonight with the technical difficulties early. John did a great job. We got to brag on our guy, John Bob. He did a great job getting us going tonight, getting us online. Had some help from our buddy Tom Rogers down at the other end of the table tonight. So we appreciate those guys getting us on. Had a little bit of trouble, but it's been a good night if you're a fan of the blue and gold, as Caldwell County has moved this lead out to 48-7. It's going to be Schultz with the kick. Nice kick. His kickoffs have been really good tonight, Bob. It's fielded at the 10. Caldwell County with nice coverage, going to bottle him up at the 20. Flag goes down on the sideline. And it's going to be I think this may go against Fort Campbell again. Barron Wells is getting blocked, and I don't know if there's a trash talking and somebody is thrown out of the ball game. Second flag comes up on the Fort Campbell side of the field. And Fort Campbell doesn't have a lot of players to lose. I think we had reports tonight they only dressed 25 kids tonight. So this one is going to really back Fort Campbell up. 2 flags on the play, both of them coming on the blocking side on the near sideline on the Fort Campbell bench. And Bob, it's of course, a frustrating night for the Falcons and a frustrating season up to this point with the lone win they've had against Fort Knox. But this one's going to result in an ejection. I don't think it's one of the players, though. Or is it one? I haven't seen anybody leave the field yet.
I'm not really sure whether they have it in high school like they do in college. If you receive your second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, you are out of the game in college. I'm not sure whether this was this young man's second infraction tonight or not. It's hard to tell since we don't get any information here in the press box.
Well, there's a pile of flags laying at about the 32-yard line.
And meanwhile, Dennis, the clock keeps running. So this is going to be a quick quarter. Yeah, involved in the play for Caldwell County was number 21, Barron Wells, but the penalty was Fort Campbell's actions against him.
Now there's a player walking off for Fort Campbell now towards the bench area. I'm not sure who it was, but nonetheless, it's going to back Fort Campbell up all the way to the 5-yard line. And yeah, you're right, Bob. While this is all going on, the clock is already down inside of 8 minutes to go. We've got 4 minutes gone in this quarter. Fort Campbell's coach still out giving an opinion to the lead official.
You know, this is happiness for a stats keeper, Dennis, to have all these 6-minute conversations really in the third quarter almost.
And I know a lot of these parents that have the kids playing defense would like to get this one going again, but I'll tell you, a couple of people I probably want this game to pick back up and Tigers get the ball back are Craig and Tiffany Smiley, as Logan Smiley picked up a couple of good catches there in that first possession right before the big Samuel run.
It's a ball on the 5-yard line, Dennis, or?
I'm seeing it on the 5-yard line, Bob. The soccer stripes kind of throw me a little bit, but it is on the 5-yard line. So.
And 1st and 10 for the Falcons. When play resumes. 6 minutes and 54 seconds and the clock running right now, left in the third quarter.
Stay tuned after the ball game, and it's going to be a quick second half. Obviously, we'll have the Trilogy Performance Sports post-game show coming up later on. Just some tempers for Fort Campbell, and you can only imagine how frustrating this game and the season can be for those kids, as their numbers have dwindled. They're sporting 25 kids that are still out there giving it a third all. We got to give them credit where credit's due. They're still out there fighting and playing on a season that's been incredibly trying for them, obviously.
And as we noted earlier in the broadcast, they are a young team. Only one senior on the starting 11 for them.
Yeah, they're a young team. I think it was 5 seniors we counted starting, and some of those kids probably playing both ways. Handoff goes to the left side. He tries to turn it back. Caldwell County's going to pin him up inside the 10-yard line.
Carry out to the
Fort Campbell's player does leave the field now. There was one tossed a little bit earlier.
A penalty against
the Tigers. And that's going to be a personal foul against the Tigers. That's going to bring Fort Campbell all the way out to the 25-yard line. And that's the last thing we need at this point, with a huge lead and all the momentum, to get a personal foul call. It's going to be a 3-receiver set to the right for Fort Campbell. Lone receiver to the far side. Middleton takes a snap, hands off. That's Massey, had a hold, decided to go outside instead. It's going to be Caldwell County bottling him up right at the 30-yard line. Number 50 on the tackle for Caldwell County is John Paradis, a sophomore. Bob, I thought he had a pretty good hold coming up, decided to take it farther outside, and Caldwell County's Paradis able to make the big tackle. 2 receivers each way now for the Falcons. Pitch goes to Massey. Massey lets the ball get on the ground. It's loose at the 35-yard line. We'll see which way it goes. And it's going to be Tiger football on the fumble recovery.
And our young man, John Paredes.
Paredes with a couple of good plays, made the tackle and comes up with the fumble recovery. So Caldwell County is going to take over. And Bob, where do you start with the new numbers?
Well, I don't know. You're gonna have to help me out here, Dennis. Number 12 is in there.
Jack Stevens is going to be the quarterback, freshman, 5'7", 125-pound quarterback for the Tigers. Also in the backfield with him is going to be number 7, Logan McGowan. You've got Logan Smiley, Barron Wells near side, Tripp Branch, and I'm trying to see who split out with Branch on the far side. It looks like Trace Holden. Stevens calls the snap. He hands it off to Logan McGowan. Logan fighting hard, but he's going to be stopped with no gain at best.
I think maybe a loss on the play from.
Yeah, he's going to come down with a loss. You're right. It's going to be back to the 39-yard line. Of course, Logan, the son of Wayne McGowan. That is Trace Holden, far sideline. So the offensive backfield is McGowan and number 12, Jack Stevens. Stevens takes the snap, hands off again to McGowan. He's going to try that right side, turns the corner, and turns it up the field. It's McGowan up across the 30 and brought down just shy of a first down.
They're going to mark it at the 27.
27-yard line is where they'll spot that one. McGowan did a good job, rounded that corner, turned his shoulders towards the end zone, picked up a good gain on that one. 3rd down and 2 for the Tigers. Stevens has a 3-receiver set to the right. He's going to hand off again to McGowan. McGowan slips, stays on his feet, gets up across the 25. It's going to be close to a first down.
They're going to mark it
and it
right
is
at the 25.
Little Caesars first down for Logan McGowan, as that'll move the sticks for Caldwell County. Fast-moving clock here on the running clock in the 3rd quarter. 2 minutes left to go and some change here in the 3rd quarter. Smiley's going to go into the backfield with McGowan. 2-back set now. Caldwell County not sure where they're going to set up. Smiley comes back up to the line. He's going to be part of a 2-receiver set to the left. As Trace Holden goes in the back, there was some movement on the line. This one's going to be whistled dead. I think it's offsides Fort Campbell on that one.
By the Falcons.
So that'll give Caldwell County 1st and 5 on the play. And the ball spotted at the Falcon 20-yard line. Barron Wells is going to be the near side receiver for Caldwell County.
24 left on clock running here in the third quarter.
Handoff is going to go to Olden.
Holy crap.
Olden breaks it up the field at the 15, gets down near the 10. And that'll be enough for another first down. Little Caesars first down for the Tigers. They'll spot this one at the 12-yard line. Looks like where they're going to be now. Flag comes up as the referee was about to spot the ball. Flag comes out, spotted at the 11-yard line.
And Trace Holden was the ball carrier then, Dennis?
Back to the 12, Trace Holden was. Another flag comes out, and just everybody in stripes emptying their pockets right now as Fort Campbell's frustration continues to build.
Flag back here at the 16.
So 2 flags on a dead ball.
Meanwhile, the clock continues to run. We're down to under 30 seconds here in the third quarter.
Yeah, the Tigers could let this go to the end of the third quarter should they decide to do it, but flags scattered all over the field at this point. And the referee and lead official having a conversation at the 12-yard line. I think that's where the ball is actually spotted right now, is the 12. Here's the calls. Unsportsmanlike against the Falcons. So Caldwell County is going to move it a little bit closer, and Bob, they won't get a play off. The time has run out on the clock. We'll see where they'll spot it. And it's down to the 3-yard line. Third quarter has ended.
Was that 2 penalties on that particular play?
Yeah, I think Mr. Massey, the nice running back they have, I think just got tossed from the game.
Should I say it?
What was the first flag? I mean, that was the
So all these flags coming with the referees getting set to spot the ball. They were all dead ball fouls. So it's unsportsmanlike against Fort Campbell. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. We'll come back and sort this one out in just a minute. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Home for Tiger Sports, 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and WPKYonline.com. Tiger Sports coverage is brought to you in part by Morgan's and Lakeland Funeral Home, Princeton Drugstore, Princeton Electric Plant Board, Trice Hughes, Trilogy Fitness, Woodall Agency, Rain Academy of Princeton, Community Medical Clinic, and by Auto Bell Hearing Center on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, the voice of the Caldwell County Tigers.
Back to Tiger Football on WPKY. Fourth quarter just about to get underway. Fourth quarter is brought to you by Cozy Living of Princeton. Bob, 48-7 Caldwell County, and we've got the ball, after all is said and done, at the Falcon 3-yard line.
2-by-2.
First and goal for the Tigers. Running clock here in the ball game after the score early in the third quarter by Travion Samuel. Jack Stevens, the new quarterback for Caldwell County. He's got Logan McGowan in the backfield.
Spread formation for Caldwell County.
2 receivers set each way for the Tigers. And after the Tigers can run this play, the clock will start again and keep running in this fourth quarter. A lot of penalties in the third quarter and a lot of time running off the clock during that third quarter with penalties. Handoff goes to McGowan. McGowan's going to be thrown back near the 10-yard line. And we'll see where they'll spot this one. A lot of new players in for Caldwell County. I'll see number 51, Jaron Hartley, is a senior out there. Number 67 is Aaron Hensley. McGowan in the backfield with Stevens. Handoff goes to McGowan, and they're setting on him. They knew it was going to him. They drive him back. It's going to be another loss all the way back to the 11-yard line. So it's going to bring up third down and goal all the way out at the 11 for the Tigers. We'll see if they turn Stevens loose to throw the ball on this one. Stevens, a freshman for the Tigers. Caldwell County's going to go with a 2-back set, 2 receivers to the near side. Stevens has it, hands off, trying to get to the outside. It's going to be, I think that's Olden. We'll check and see when he gets up. He's not going to get much, maybe down to the 10. Pickup of 1 on the play.
Logan Smiley on the carry. Stopped by a host of
Field goal team's coming on.
And that is Logan Smiley on the carry for the Tigers. So the Tigers are going to bring the field goal unit out. And it's going to be Viverette for the Tigers. And Bob, we apologize if we mentioned Schultz doing field goals and extra points tonight. Apparently it was Viverette, and our apologies to that. Snap gets loose. Viverette catches it, looks to the end zone, throws, and it's intercepted at the 1-yard line. Fort Campbell's are going to come out the other way down to the 20. He's on the sideline. He's going down the field. One tackler may be able to make the stop, and they're going to throw him down at around the 25-yard line. There's a flag all the way back down the field.
Eli Jones on the fake field goal.
And let's see what they'll do when they sort this one out. Flags all the way back down at the 12-yard line as the the Fort Campbell player was trying to start the run back on the interception. Made a good return all the way down to about the 22-yard line before being taken out of bounds. Referees having a conversation back at the 12, though, to see what that flag's going to be as we tick the clock down with 9.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Bob, just a weird situation at times here in this ball game. A lot of flags have really, there's been more flag and conversation time than there has football here in the second half.
Exactly, and the clock is stopped right now at 9:26. And
they're talking to the Fort Campbell coach here at the 20-yard line. Neither team has offense or defense out. I don't know what the call is. There literally has been more conversation between referees and coaches than plays called here in this second half. It's going to be against Fort Campbell.
No, blocking the back. Wow.
Blocking the back on the Falcons. And a team that cannot catch a break tonight, although they do get the interception on the play as the Tigers were trying a field goal. Snap got by Smiley. It's a wet condition out here as we've had rain the entire second half. And they're going to leave it. I'm sorry, they do not come away with the interception. It's going to be illegal procedure called against the Falcons is what he's changing this to. Referee's going to go up. The white hat just signaled
I've got to make this my weird call of the game tomorrow. I've got to make that note right now.
White hat just signaled motion against Fort Campbell, so they've given Caldwell County the ball back. The interception did not stand. Initially, we thought the call was blocking the back on the interception return, but they've changed that. Now it's going to be moving it against Fort Campbell is going to be the call, giving the ball back to Caldwell County, and they'll retry the field goal attempt from the 13-yard line. This will be a 23-yard attempt for Blake Viverette. We are down to 9:26 to go. This one got the kick down, the hold down. The kick is no good as Viverette pulls it to the left. So a lot of confusion, no points on the board for Caldwell County, and it will be Fort Campbell football. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Referee signals to wind the clock as we have a running clock. Caldwell leading this one 48-7. And a lot of young players out for Caldwell County. Of course, Fort Campbell, a lot of young players to begin with. So it's going to be spotted at the 20-yard line. Fort Campbell will have the ball 1st and 10. A lot of new numbers in the game for Caldwell County. Let's check some of those. Michael Vickery, a sophomore on the defensive line for the Tigers. Trip set to the left for Fort Campbell. One receiver to the right. Middleton takes a low snap, looks up the field, and it's going to be almost intercepted at the 50. And Middleton with a good arm on him to get the ball out there, but that one's a little bit underthrown. And it'll be 2nd and 10 now for Fort Campbell with 8:23 to go in the ball game. Caldwell County off next week. We've got a bye week, and then 2 weeks from tonight, make the trip to Mayfield to face an undefeated Mayfield team that's as strong as any we've seen in recent years. Middleton has the trip set to the left, one to the right. Low snap again. He's going to hand off to his back. Gets up around the 20, tries to turn it up the field, hit at the 25, breaks some tackles across the 30-yard line, and it's going to be a first down for Fort Campbell before Caldwell County able to bring him down. In on the tackle for the Tigers included Max Kramer, number 24, in the ball game. Also number 43, Dylan Walls, in there for Caldwell, a freshman linebacker quarterback. Jack Stevens also in for the Tigers defensively. Barron Wells in the coverage on the near sideline. Another new number 23, Jordan Hardy, in for the Tigers.
And number 20, Kyrese White, just picked his number out.
Take the handoff, they go far side, in and out of the hands of the Fort Campbell receiver. Incompletion, it was Jack Stevens on coverage for the Tigers. Bob, let's see, number 20, Kyrese White, that's the player you just talked about. Number 78 in the ball game is Cole Freilich.
They lead 28-20 over Hopkins Central. I thought that might be
So
a quick game.
Fort Campbell makes the quick pitch as we're trying to pick some numbers up. Running back dances around the backfield and finally brought down at the 34-yard line. Flag on the play, and unless it's something terrible, I wish these guys could just leave them in their pocket for the rest of this half. Let this mercifully get done. We don't want to see anybody get hurt, but it's going to be a hold called against Fort Campbell, so that'll take that one back. And Bob, just a sloppy second half here. A lot of penalties, a lot of frustrations, a wet field, just not the ideal conditions tonight for this ball game. Actually, I was reading that Fort Campbell is one of 2 teams on our schedule that actually holds an all-time series lead against Caldwell County, as Fort Campbell came into tonight leading this series over Caldwell 17-15. Caldwell County is going to pull within 1 now. 2 receivers each way for the Falcons. Low snap picked up. He's got some pressure in the backfield. Middleton scrambling around, trying to look upfield, trying to direct traffic. Now he's going to come back the other way. Throws to the sideline. This one's going to bounce and be incomplete as the ball hit the field first. And guys making the plead for the case, but we could see that clearly hit the ground about a yard in front of the intended receiver. Just a little change over 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Caldwell County has this one in hand. They'll make the claim that they've gone undefeated in the district the whole time in 3A. As they'll win this one tonight. The only thing in doubt right now is the final score. As it's 3rd down and 16 now for Fort Campbell. Middleton's got 2 receivers each way. He takes a snap, drops back, looks down the field, over the hands of his intended receiver, incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Falcons. So Caldwell County can look ahead, try to get some people ready and get some people healed up before that trip to Mayfield in 2 weeks. We'll have the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show coming your way after the end of this ball game. And then, of course, tomorrow you can hear all of Coach Barnes and some of his staff's comments with Bob Hayes on Saturday Morning Quarterback on WPKY. That'll be on the air at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Trip set to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield on 4th down for Trigg County, or for Fort Campbell. Middleton scrambles, tries to turn it upfield, gets hit once. Now he's going to turn it upfield at the 30, trying to get to the sideline, and brought down just across the 30-yard line. Jack Stevens had a handful of jersey, would not let go. Caldwell County had a couple of players come in, finish that tackle off. And the Tigers will take over in Fort Campbell field position.
At the 30,
Let's see where we're going to spot that, Bob. 30, looks like about the 31-yard line, 32-yard line.
Good job.
And let's see who Caldwell County is going to have at quarterback. Bob, I think that's number 33. The handoff goes to Trace Olden. Trace gets around the left side. He's at the 30. Turns around, stays in bounds up across the 25. And it's Gabe Dyer in at quarterback for the Tigers, number 33.
And
it was a timeout called by Fort Campbell with even 3 minutes to go in the ball game.
It's Trace at the, they're marking the ball at the 22.
22. We'll keep this here, John, on this one.
Did they, yeah, they're going to mark that a first down.
It is a Little Caesars first down for Trace Olden as we have an even 3 minutes to go in this one. Caldwell County with their third quarterback of the night in, Gabe Dyer, a freshman. He's 6 foot, 143 pounds. Trace Olden is going to be one of your better backups to play this late in the ball game, Bob, that you're going to have. The kid as fast as lightning.
Extremely fast and getting a lot of reps, and certainly you don't feel sad about that. The senior give him some glory here.
So Caldwell County is going to come out with Branch and Olden, the receivers, to the near side. Dyer's going to have two backs with him in the backfield. Snap gets away, and Dyer has to cover that one all the way back at the 39 or at the 34-yard line. Also in the ball game for the Tigers is Turner Humphreys, a 5'7" freshman. Third down and 20 for the Tigers. Two back set in the backfield with Dyer. Low snap. Tried to get it to Logan Smiley. Smiley not able to get the handoff. And it's going to be a turnover as Fort Campbell comes away with it at the 39-yard line. Bob, that was a tough handoff for Smiley to try to handle, and especially on wet conditions, rain still coming down here at Fort Campbell. So the Tigers fumbled that one away. They're going to spot that one at the 37-yard line. First and 10, Fort Campbell with 2 minutes to go and the clock ticking. Christian County is taking the lead on Graves County, 30-28 at the end of the third quarter. Fort Campbell, two receivers near side. They hand off to the back. He's going to try to take it around the left side. He's up across the 40, hit and brought down right at the 50-yard line. John Paradis on the tackle for Caldwell County. Some other numbers in for the Tigers. Bob Isaiah Joyner, a freshman, in at defensive back for the Tigers. 5'5", 105-pound defensive back. Let's see, number 45, Cameron Baker, in for the Tigers. So ball spotted right at midfield. 1:10 to go in the ball game. Caldwell leading this one 48-7. Middleton drops back, hits his receiver at the 45, tries to get to the far sideline. He's going to be brought down inbounds. Not that it matters at this point with the running clock, but brought down at the 46-yard line of Caldwell County. Maybe a couple of plays left is about all we've got with this clock keeping on running. Two receivers each way for the Falcons. Middleton takes a snap, drops back, looks down the field. He's got some pressure, looks to the far sideline. It's complete at the 29-yard line, breaks a couple of tackles, comes back across the middle, still on his feet, and brought down just shy of the end zone. Looks like at about the 5-yard line. That was number 24 on the tackle, Max Kramer. And 10 seconds on the clock. We'll see if they're able to get a play in. And I think they are signaling timeout, as Fort Campbell's going to try to get points on the board here at the last. This game already decided a long time ago, as Caldwell County put a lot of points up in the first half, had 41 in the first half, led this one 41-7. But Bob, I guess if you're in the situation Fort Campbell is in this year, you'll take roses where there's a rose to be picked, and
Exactly.
there's a Fort Campbell player on the ground, so they had to take the timeout for this. I think he's just getting treated for cramps right now. But a good job by that Tiger offense. We had a record-setting pass from Jaggers to Newsom earlier in the ball game that covered 97 yards. Broke the old record by 5. So this will be the last play of the ball game.
Madisonville scores against Logan. It's 17-14.
And the Falcons come back out on the field after the timeout. Ball spotted, looks like ball spotted at the 4-yard line. First and goal for the Falcons. Middleton calls his play out. They've got a 2 tight end set. It's going to be a pass into the end zone off the halfback pitch. Touchdown Fort Campbell. That's number 5 for Fort Campbell on the throw. That's Tyler McKay, a junior, with the touchdown pass as time runs off the clock.
Did you get the number of the receiver?
I did not. We'll see if it may have been Middleton on the reception. Yeah, it is Middleton. McKay to Middleton, Bob, on that one. They run a little reverse pitch to the receiver. He pulled up and made the pass into the corner to the quarterback, who released on the play into the corner wide open. So Fort Campbell puts points on the board, and they'll go for the extra point attempt here. If you look at the box score, Bob, it's going to look like, if he makes this, that the teams were even in the second half. And it rolls to him. He's going to have to try to run this one in. He's got some room. He's got the angle, and he'll get in. So Fort Campbell gets the 2-point conversion as no time on the clock. That's going to be our final here from Fort Campbell. It's Caldwell County 48, Fort Campbell 15. We'll be back to wrap this one up on the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show coming your way in just a few minutes, so stay tuned for that. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Thank you for bringing that, Mark.
When's the last time you saw a game where the end of each half there was a touchdown score?
That's crazy.
3 minutes and then we open. How long was that touchdown pass? I don't have to see that. I don't remember that. So I've got my score written on except for that. Yeah, well, and then the stats to insert, and I'll do that when I get home. Trying to gather them all, put them up in a row. How many yards are on the clock? Some lady was after talking about something, and I'm like, ma'am, you're sitting right there with some lights up on, and so, shit. It is. I heard the cuss, I was like, oh, something's going on over there. 76 degrees. Good seeing you. Yeah, been around. I just grab that board right there, that second one where the ball.
Being cost effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement.
This is Holly Van Hooser with the Woodall Agency in Princeton, Kentucky. Are you wanting the best options that meet your needs? If so, call our friendly and professional agents who are just a phone call away at 365-5541 or visit our website, woodallagency.com. We will give you a free quote for your home, auto, or even your business. We will get back with you on the best options that meet your needs. Our office is located at 110 West Washington Street. Call Woodall, y'all.
Hello, I'm Morgan Russo, and I humbly ask for your vote this November for Princeton City Council. I work for government agencies and community development groups, so I know just how important it is for Princeton's Legislative Council to be financially responsible and community-minded. Princeton is growing as entrepreneurs start and expand businesses in our downtown. However, we cannot be complacent with our growth and must work together in making Princeton stand out. Transparency in spending and structuring a practical yet functional budget are critical to keeping Princeton moving forward. I promise to prioritize our needs based on citizen benefit and affordability. We can't grow if we don't create and pursue a new vision for Princeton. I hope to earn your vote on November 6th. If elected to City Council, I intend to keep your best interest in mind and work with you to make Princeton a place we can be proud to call home. Vote number 8 on the ballot, Morgan Russo for Princeton City Council.
Paid for by Morgan Russo for City Council. Fall is here and let the entertaining begin. Hi, this is Pam Haverlock at Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. With family gatherings about to begin, we are offering for the month of October, buy a sofa and get the Love Cedar accent chair half off. Special orders are included. Wow, that's an exciting deal right there. Come to Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique and take advantage of this awesome deal. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, 102 Northfield Drive in Princeton, right next to the bowling alley. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique is everything a home should.
For authentic Mexican cuisine, head to La Pontesina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or Marion. Maria's specials are a local favorite you're sure to love. Or you might want to try the new street tacos. Tacos de asada, tacos de carnita, or tacos de chorizo. La Pontesina is now open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9:30, and Sundays, 11 to 9. And they offer lunch specials Monday through Friday, 11 to 3. Be sure to like them on Facebook for updates and specials. La Pontesina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or Marion.
Back to Tiger football on WPKY, taking a look at a couple of scores. Area scores are brought to you by Brad Harrelson of Encompass Wealth Management. Talk to Brad about all of your financial and retirement planning needs. It is Trigg County leading Hopkins Central 30-20 after 3 quarters of play. And also, with about 2 minutes in the game, Hopkinsville leads Callaway County 23-12. We'll be right back with the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show. Bob will have all the postgame stats, and we'll look ahead to next, or 2 weeks from now against Mayfield. All that coming your way on the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show. We'll be back for that in just a minute, so stay tuned. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
2019, the most sophisticated luxury truck on the road today. In 2019, they've released the AT4, the ultimate off-road vehicle for off-road enthusiasts. Pretty close. The AT4 comes with a factory-installed 2-inch lift and off-road wheels and tires. In the front of the pack is where the Denali with the 6.2-liter engine, followed by the SLT and SLE trim levels. More refined styling and badging has added a bold appearance for the most sought-after vehicle in the truck market. Trice Hughes Incorporated, Highway 91.
I'm Jared Jackson, and I'm running to be your district judge. I was born in Caldwell County and have been a practicing attorney in Princeton for the last 11 years. I'm very proud to be the son of 2 retired public school educators. When elected, I pledge to always treat everyone fairly and to administer justice in a impartial and unbiased manner. I have proudly served my community as a former president of the Chamber of Commerce and former co-chairman of Relay for Life. I'm committed to continued service to the citizens of Western Kentucky. Again, I'm Jared Jackson, and I would appreciate your vote on November the 6th.
Paid for by the campaign fund of Jared H. Jackson for District Judge.
Back to Tiger football on WPKY. It was Caldwell County sweeping the district all 4 years in 3A that we've been in it, Bob, in a big way here at Fort Campbell, 48-15, as Fort Campbell able to tack 8 points on at the end of the ballgame, scored with time running out, and then they botched the extra point attempt, but able to run it in for the 2-point conversion, actually outscoring Caldwell County 8-7 in the second half. But Caldwell County wins this one big, 48-15. This is the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame show. Trilogy Performance Sports asks you to get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports in Princeton. They offer a wide variety of classes to help you reach your fitness and well-being goals. Trilogy Performance Sports offers yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio, kickboxing, and weightlifting. And they have family discounts, and your first class is always free. So come in and work out in a family-friendly environment. Trilogy Performance Sports is located directly behind Cash Express in Princeton, and they are open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Come be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports in Princeton. Big night for Caldwell County, a record-setting night for Jaggers to Newsom, and you can tell us all about it with the post-game stats.
And as you've just mentioned, Dennis, the second half was just probably allowing 15 minutes of the 24 minutes running as the clock ran after Caldwell County's first touchdown in the third quarter of the second half, coming on a 25-yard run by Travion Samuel at the 10-minute, 23-second mark of the third quarter. Extra point good by Blake Vivrette. Caldwell County led 48-7, and that's when the clock began to run. And then all the way through the third quarter into the fourth, really no action at all except late in the game when Caldwell County turned the ball over on downs and a couple of long pass plays from Fort Campbell. Finally, as the time ran out, there was a 5-yard pass from Middleton from McKay. The 2-point conversion good, and Caldwell County winning 48-15 tonight here in Fort Campbell. Looking at we'll talk about the Tiger stats later, but Fort Campbell in the second half rushes the ball 8 times for 51 yards and completes 3 passes for 50 yards. Those 3 passes coming on the last 3 plays of the fourth quarter. So tonight for Fort Campbell in the rushing department, 27 carries for 107 yards, 44 of those yards coming on 1 carry. In the passing department, the Fort Campbell quarterback Middleton was 10 out of 21 for 192 yards, and he had some big plays in the passing department. The first play of the game for Fort Campbell was an 80-yarder, a 21-yarder in the first half, and then he hooks up here and late in the game on a 41-yard pass that gets the ball to the 5-yard line. So 142 yards of those 192 coming on just 3 pass plays. Total offense for Fort Campbell, 107 yards rushing, 192 yards passing, 299 yards of total offense. For Caldwell County, in the rushing department tonight, Travion Samuel carries 6 times for 34 yards and 2 touchdowns. Logan McGowan, 5 carries for 8 yards. Jameer Riley, 4 carries for 10 yards and a touchdown. Trace Olden, 2 carries for 19 yards. Derek Hollowell, 4 carries for 40 yards. Logan Smiley, 1 carry for 1 yard. Joby Jaggers, 1 carry for a -1 yard. And Trail Riley, 1 carry for a -8 yards. Caldwell County, 24 rushing attempts for 103 yards. In the passing department tonight, Joby was 18 out of 24, completing his only 2 passes in the third quarter. Goes 18 for 24 for 395 yards, just shy of 400 yards in the passing department. Travis Newsom with 5 catches for 180 yards, 1 touchdown. Oliver Parker, 3 catches for 87 yards, 1 touchdown. Jameer Riley, 4 catches, 54 yards, 1 touchdown. Gabe East, 2 catches for 26 yards. Trail Riley, 2 catches for 10 yards, 1 touchdown. Logan Smiley, 2 catches for 38 yards. Both those catches coming in the third quarter. And Joby again, 18 of 24 for 395 yards. The Tigers' total offense tonight, just a little shy of 500 yards at 498 yards compared to Fort Campbell, just a yard shy of 300. But you can truthfully say Caldwell County dominated this game with 6 possessions in the first half, 6 scores. The first possession in the third quarter, a score. And then from that point on, Caldwell County played with their reserves, and a lot of kids getting a lot of playing time tonight. So a great win for the Tigers, keeping their winning streak alive in the district. And looks like maybe we came out of the game injury-free, Dennis.
Yeah, we saw Derek Caldwell have a nice first half, played a lot of the first quarter, and then it was Travion Samuel after that, not taking any chances with Derek Caldwell, who suffered that concussion last week. So a good job by the Tigers. You had some kids come in backup roles, step up, and have some pretty big games tonight. Logan Smiley had a couple of good catches here in the fourth quarter, but this game over early in the first half. Caldwell County leading 41-7 at half. Came out, put the touchdown up to start the second half, and it was a running clock after that. A lot of emotions on the field, a lot of flags, a lot of personal fouls. In the third quarter especially, we probably had more time tick off the clock by far with officials talking to each other and talking to coaches than we had actual football plays being run.
I think that's true, and we'll try to find out from Coach Barnes tomorrow basically what was the issue. It looked as if Fort Campbell, to me, was a little bit undisciplined with all the personal foul penalties.
Yeah.
And
they did have a couple of players.
And probably having a couple of players that obviously won't suit up next week against Paducah Tillman, which doesn't do them any favors at all.
So that statistically eliminates Fort Campbell from any playoff hope. The only hope they had was to beat Caldwell tonight and turn around and beat Paducah Tillman next Friday night. So they are eliminated from playoff contention tonight as Caldwell holds on to that number one seed and looking to host at least a couple of playoff games once that season starts. But a good play tonight. We had the big record-setting touchdown catch. Joby Jaggers to Travis Newsom covered 97 yards to close out the first half. And a great night by Newsom, had 180 yards on the night. So if we were doing players of the game, he would have to be in the running for that.
Well, and you mentioned Logan Smiley, a couple catches in the second half for a freshman. He looks pretty handy out there with receiving the ball and also running the ball. And
caught the ball well and turned up the field, squared those shoulders going north and south.
Pretty good speed, too.
Yeah.
A great night for the younger kids. That's kind of what you want to see at least once or twice in a season for some of these kids to come in and get some varsity action, show what they have, and JV season is over. Well, that was completed this past Monday, so a good win, and I'm sure that'll take the Tigers' lit ratings down a little bit since we didn't win by 50 points, as you mentioned, being outscored 8-7 in the second half. But that means nothing. That's just something that Coach Barnes has always done, and to me, it's a touch of class not to run the score up on anybody.
Yeah, somehow Paducah Tillman's the number 2 rated team in 3A, according to Lit. They're still if they were to play Caldwell right now, an 8-point favorite over Caldwell County after we've already beaten them by 15 at their place. So we'll see how that goes. I'd love to see them again because that'll be another home game for Caldwell County should we play Tillman again. Our next game coming up is in 2 weeks here on WPKY. We just pulled up the final. We go to Mayfield and take on a 8-0 Mayfield team that won tonight over Ballard Memorial 50-2. They had 50 points at halftime, won that one 50-2 over Ballard Memorial. So Caldwell County has a tall order coming up in that contest before we get into the playoffs, but it's a chance. I mean, you're going in, you're playing. Jaggers is throwing touchdowns like nothing else these days, 4, 5, 6 touchdowns a game at times. So we're expecting Caldwell County to put up a good fight, and who knows when you go down there, and if you play as good as we can play, I'm not going to rule us out against anybody.
Oh, absolutely not. And just getting back to the lit ratings, Mayfield is the overall number 3 ranked team in Kentucky, lit ratings wise. So we go down there and play a really, really strong game. Maybe, hopefully, coming out with a win bodes well for us in postseason play. I don't think our District 1, our District 2 that we have to compete against probably is not as strong this year as it has been the last 3 years with us trying to get past E-Town. Should gave up on a Hail Mary the first of the 3 years, and then each year they just seem to get better and better. Last year they just completely dominated us, but it isn't. They lost one of their really fine running backs, and it's too early to count the eggs, so to speak. The chickens haven't hatched yet.
Right.
So Mayfield is our next big opponent. We should have them in our line of sight, so to speak, obviously. And sometimes we go down there and play well, and sometimes we don't play so well down there. That's the strange, mysterious feeling about being in that stadium in Mayfield.
But it's a situation we're going to go in, and Coach Barnes schedules that on purpose. He's talked to you about it before. He wants a tough game at the end of the season, coming off what would have been a blowout win tonight. We've got an off week, and then generally your first game of the playoffs, you're a heavily favored team playing at home. So that Mayfield team is going to be a team that Caldwell County starters get a tough test. They're going to see where they're at, see where they are physically, see where they are as a team, and get set for the playoffs in that one. On the flip side, you look at what you were just talking about with Elizabethtown, a team that's put us out of the 3A playoffs the last 3 years. They're not as strong this year, and it's not inconceivable that Paducah-Tillman could be faced up with Elizabethtown at some point, actually
in round two,
Tillman
yes.
coming to Princeton instead of us going to Elizabethtown later.
And if that does happen, you mentioned, you're right, that we would play that third home game in Princeton as opposed to having to travel to E-Town, which is never a fun deal,
right.
if you will.
The food's good in Elizabethtown. We'll give them that. We always eat well, which we seem to do that anywhere we go anyway, so we do have that in our pockets. But again, the final here, a big win for Caldwell County over Fort Campbell. We pull within one on the overall series. Fort Campbell still leads this one 17-16 overall, but we pull within one on that. We'll still see Fort Campbell next year. They drop down to 2A with us, and they'll still be in our district along with Ballard, Murray, and Mayfield. So a tough district again next year for the Tigers. But bigger things at hand as we finish our last year in 3A as Caldwell County takes on Mayfield in 2 weeks. That at Mayfield. We'll be on the air at 6 o'clock in 2 weeks with Bob and Coach Barnes. It's the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show coming your way at 6:30, and then coverage of Caldwell County Mayfield coming up in 2 weeks. That'll kick off at 7 o'clock. We'll have the live stream on that one being an away game, so I hope you'll tune in to WPKY Online for that one.
And stay tuned in the morning for the Saturday morning quarterback. We'll have at least Coach Barnes and maybe other coaches in the studio to go over tonight's game and talk about the upcoming game against Mayfield.
So again, our final here from Fort Campbell was Caldwell County 48, Fort Campbell 15. For John Miller, who did a yeoman's job tonight getting us up and on the air earlier tonight with some technical difficulties. We appreciate John. And for Bob Hayes, I'm Dennis Stevens. Thank you for listening, folks, and we'll see you in 2 weeks from Mayfield.
The Caldwell County Tiger Football on 1580 103.3 WPKY and worldwide streaming audio on WPKY.